We are live. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. I am the Crypto Crow. I am live with Crypto Grady, the one I consider kind of like the OG. You know, people call me like the OG of Cardano. I kind of look at Grady here as kind of like the OG of DefiKingdoms. Now, before you click off thinking, oh, it's a game of DefiKingdoms, I'm not into it. It's complicated. It's whatever you've seen or heard. I have too. And I want to address this by basically saying you need to stick around and learn something, because ultimately the plan for this video is to become a guide, not just for you, but for me. It's one of the big reasons I'm doing this. I've been clicking around, checking out DefiKingdoms. I've had private chats with Dreamer, one of the founders of DefiKingdoms. And I figure, you know what, to find somebody like Crypto Grady, who is as passionate about this project as I've ever seen anybody about anything, there's something to it. And as I dove in and I'm clicking around and I'm seeing all of this whole, it's like a world inside a world that, yes, it is a little complicated. Yes, there's involved. Yes, it can become highly profitable. But outside of that, it's one of the first kind of DeFi games I've seen that you can actually kind of have fun with. It's not necessarily just kind of a click, click, click. You know, there's nothing going on. The art style, everything is very engrossing. And so I figured I'm going to do this video. And I think Dreamer might even pop on a little later. But ultimately, I want this to become kind of a step-by-step guide for those who are interested, to be able to come to the video. I know Grady's streaming it on his. We're doing it here. I want everybody to be able to learn. If you've got a question, I want you to have it answered today. And for those that want to get involved and try this out, even just for fun, not even for speculative value, although I do believe that there's quite a bit of that. That's what we're here for. So Grady, I really appreciate you coming on. I'm excited to learn from you, man.
Man, I'm so pumped you wanted to do this. You're starting to shout out DefiKingdoms. What happened was back in May of 2022, last year, about a year and a half ago or so, you know, I was real into DefiKingdoms. You know, they're always what I looked for in a project, a team that's open and transparent. They do weekly AMAs every Thursday. The team's open. We know what's going on. They communicate with the community. They've got guys like Dreamer out there. What happened was some FUD came against Frisky Fox. Okay. And they were accused of being a rug pull. And I was like, no. And the more I looked into it, it's what motivated me to start my YouTube channel in the first place. Coming to bat for a team that's one of the dream teams of all dream teams when it comes to crypto. Frisky Fox has a heart of gold. He doesn't even take any money. He's like, he hardly ever gets paid. I don't even know if he's gotten paid in like over a year. It's a phenomenal project with the best tokenomics I've ever seen. The depths of the game, part of the game is now out. It's not beta anymore. We got a partial of PvE out with the most big brains, phenomenal tokenomics with true blue, massive monster 1000x plus upside from where it is, because the tokenomics, the token jewel, fully circulating, baby. It's fully circulating, even though you won't necessarily see that from CoinGecko. See, it was Jewel was native to Harmony, technically native to Harmony. Well, Harmony Bridge Hack, they got off Harmony. They have their own blockchain, the DFK chain. It's an Avalanche subnet. Okay, so really, and Jewel is the gas fee there. 50% of all those fees are burned. It's a fraction of a penny per fee, and they do millions of transactions per day. It works awesome. Avalanche has been great to work with on that, and so it's fully circulating, even though you won't see it on Coin Market Cap and CoinGecko, because it's been very difficult for the team to update the tokenomics on those because of the native Jewel not being on Harmony anymore. It's been a headache, but on CoinMarketCap, it is more accurate. The price is more accurate on CoinMarketCap. It's fully circulating. It's not inflationary, and it's deflationary with massive utility, massive upside, huge use case, huge utility, deflationary, fully circulating, and we'll talk about the game. Love you, bro.
So obviously Grady's pumped. Okay, so that's all good. Now, a couple of things that I want to address. Number one, none of this is financial advice. I'm not really interested in DefiKingdoms from a speculative perspective. Like, I'm not looking at, I can see the potential upside, but that's not why I'm here. I'm here because I get bored and I have so many projects, and I like diving into complex type of games. Like, I've been a big proponent of Ultima Online and playing that on Outlands, which obviously it's not a blockchain game at all, but there's so many options. There's so much you can do, so much to learn, and it's a very PvP kind of centric game. But outside of that, I've talked to Dreamer about the potential for bringing DefiKingdoms to Cardano. And this is a big thing for me, not to say that it's happening, but I will say that it could be a possibility, which draws me into wanting to learn a lot of this even more, because if something like this were to launch on Cardano, I'm going to become the Crypto Grady of the DefiKingdoms Cardano version. I can tell you that much now, because from what I know so far, this just looks like a win-win kind of environment for everyone involved. And that's, and I just love this stuff. So that being said, I'm not making any promises to the future, but I will say that, given that Cardano is an EVM compatible blockchain and that they can really kind of bring this right on over if they wanted to, let's just say that I can say that there's at least an interest in doing that. So
yes,
that's all I'll say about that.
That's right. It is. And Cardano has like an EVM compatible side chain. I think, is that how that would work, bro? Okay.
Right.
Boom. Booyah. I think, hey, that would be phenomenal. If DefiKingdoms came to Cardano,
I'm all about it, which
Cardano.
is kind of the part of the reason why we're here. So,
yes.
Because I want to know all the nuances of this, and I want all of my viewers and my fans who are obviously already a big part of Cardano, just in case it were to happen in the future, I want people ready, and I want to be ready. And in the meantime, you're going to be teaching us step by step what we need to know to get into DefiKingdoms, learn the systems, understand all the nuances. And the thing of it is there are still a lot of updates and changes coming. As I understand it, every week it's kind of like new development, new releases, new everything. So I want to basically get caught up to where things are now and then be ready week to week as things are getting further announced as we head into the halving and obviously the bull market.
That's right.
So
let's go. All
right. So I guess what would be the first step? I mean, if I show, so I'm going to show my screen here.
Okay.
And I'm going to bring us down. So what I'm looking at right now is just a lot of confusion and opportunity. So if I'm looking at this map, when I first go to the website, obviously it wants me to like connect my wallet and it wants me to do that. So what wallet primarily would we be using to be able to start interacting with DefiKingdoms? First and foremost, it starts with the wallet.
Right. It starts with the wallet. There's been huge updates. They're making all these partnerships, making it easier. That's been a huge focus. Just last night, Beetle Dude, like finished it just for George. Finished, because George has been talking about it a little bit on his show. Okay. Which, by the way, George talked about cornucopias. I love it.
Yes, you told me.
I know. You did that stream on Saturday about cornucopias, and we streamed together. Everybody in your community is talking about cornucopias. I keep hearing about cornucopias all over the place. Okay. And I'm like, send it to George. I sent the little, I'm like, George, you got to talk about cornucopias, all kinds of, and then boom, Saturday, George talks all about cornucopias. I love it, by the way. So he's been doing the same with DefiKingdoms. And so I know there's a whole bunch of new things, but coming to make it easier for newcomers to come. I know it's in the works. We don't know when, but I think it's coming, where the Jewel token will be listed on a centralized exchange. That'll make it real easy. Okay. But for now, when you come to game.defikingdoms.com within your MetaMask wallet, okay, is how most people in the past have done this. If you're a MetaMask guy, okay. And so it will then, when you're here, they have their own Avalanche subnet blockchain, the DFK chain. Right there from this app, or from this game.defikingdoms.com within MetaMask, either on your phone. A lot of people do DefiKingdoms on their phone or on a desktop. It will actually make it real easy to add the DFK chain to your MetaMask wallet. They also have another realm on the Clayton blockchain. Formerly, that realm was on the Harmony blockchain. You can add both realms. It'll add the Clayton mainnet and the DFK chain mainnet. Okay. And then how I've always done it in the past, right here, if you go to the upper right-hand corner, you hit these, right there, you can bridge tokens. It works with the Synapse bridge is what DefiKingdoms works with. Okay. And I've always, depending on which blockchain you're on, if you're, for Avalanche, you can buy AVAX and send it to your Avalanche wallet and then bridge Avalanche in. You can do USDC. You could do the Clayton. You can bridge it right in. You could, if you're on KuCoin or Mexi and you buy the Clay token, you can send the Clay token right to the other realm. which is Serendale, and then right there, swap it for Jewel. And so this is meant to be a cross-chain game. They're going to be adding in the fairly soon, within the next year or two, or maybe even sooner. Okay, 2 more realms are coming. So currently, DFK chain
realm, are those like shards? Like for like old Ultima Online players, you've got different shards.
Well, if let's say, for example, DefiKingdoms came to a Cardano EVM chain, it would be its own realm.
Okay, so it'd be like starting from scratch on a new realm.
That's right. But they can do it quick. It won't, because they can, as long as it's an EVM compatible chain that's workable, they make it quick. They can add the realm to it and then one thing that's with this realm, or with DefiKingdoms, they're trailblazing. For example, with these NFTs, we can combine NFTs in this game, like a pet with a hero, or a hero with a weapon, or a shard. It's the first time ever in the history of crypto where 2 NFTs can be combined, bridged cross chain, and then separated. Things like that is the tech that's never been done before in crypto. This team is doing it. We hear about it every week, baby.
So, okay. So what is the number one? So the end goal is to get Jewel, right? Like that's the currency that operates everything.
Okay. That's right. So Jewel. So what happened was Jewel originally was what's called the in-game power token. Okay. And then when the Harmony Bridge hack happened, Dreamer and Hubert Cumberdale, baby, they came in and worked their mad skills and readjusted the tokenomics. And it made it phenomenal. It's the most big brains tokenomics I've seen yet anywhere in crypto. So with Jewel, for one, it's the gas token. You got to have some Jewel if you want to play the game on the DFK chain. It's gas. 50% of all that Jewel's burned. It's also,
real quick, once you have Jewel, the bridging is if you are playing the same shard effectively, or same realm, but you're playing it on a different blockchain. So all these different blockchains in your list, Moonbeam, Moonriver, Clayton, all of these are different realms on individual blockchains. Is that right?
Well, what this is the Synapse bridge built into the game.defykingdoms.com website. So this is how you can bridge tokens into the DFK chain if you want to get funds into the DFK chain.
Okay.
But soon, or hopefully soon, I know it's in the works. I know that Dreamer's been talking with centralized exchanges. They're trying to figure it out. I don't know how soon. George has been on them about getting Jewel listed on a centralized exchange. So that's
always the hurdle.
Right. And you could skip a bridge. But now
you can get Jewel apparently directly from the DefiKingdoms website, right?
That's right. Right here.
Okay, so that's the thing that I definitely. So my understanding was that you could get the Jewel token, but if you were operating it on a different blockchain, then you could potentially bridge your Jewel from this blockchain to Jewel on another blockchain, so that you can kind of take advantage of the different, like whatever is running on that individual blockchain.
That's right. So
okay.
How I've done it in the past a lot, I've got Binance.us.
See, that's where things get really confusing. Right. Even I get confused because I'm like, I don't know what blockchain, there's so many lists, so many options. I don't know what's the benefit. So I want to focus on like, what is the best case? Like, rather than bog down everyone with choices,
right?
Let them figure that stuff out once they're already acclimated to one particular set of rules, right? Yes. So you got your A rule, you can go to DefiKingdoms or a DeFi exchange and get your Jewel. And then you want to operate DefiKingdoms on the DefiKingdoms blockchain, which is currently now on Avalanche, right?
Well, yes. So the easiest way is if you got a Coinbase account, you can get USDC with no fees on Coinbase, right from your bank. USDC Coinbase. Then you can send the USDC on the Arbitrum blockchain. Okay. For example, and then you have USDC now to your MetaMask wallet on Arbitrum. Then you can come here to Bridge. You come to Bridge tokens. You find Arbitrum right here, and then USDC. MetaMask will then prompt you to switch the network on Arbitrum. Okay. And so Arbitrum, then I can go and click USDC. and it shows I've got $43. So then I can just bridge this $43 right here to, then you select the DefiKingdoms USDC, and look, the fee is only 30 cents, and I'll get a little bit. So the bridge fee is 50 cents is all. Okay. And you hit approve. So I'm sending in USDC, and what the Synapse bridge will do, it'll also give you a little bit of Joule for gas when you bridge. So then you can then swap once this happens, and I'll just do it right now. Bridge. Okay. This is probably the easiest way because there's on the lowest fees. So I bridge here, confirm. Okay.
Would this be faster on Cardano? I'm just kidding.
Hey, could be.
Teasing.
Could be. Okay, so then once that bridges, you come back to the DFK chain mainnet. Okay, and right here in the center is the marketplace. And the marketplace is a DEX. They have all kinds of tutorials and help tools. Within this DEX, you have the trader. The trader is the DEX, the decentralized exchange. This is where I then can hit USDC, okay, which that bridge didn't happen. So, but and then I can just swap it right into Joule.
Okay. So why didn't the bridge happen?
I have no idea. I've done it a million times.
Well, things never work out when you're doing it live.
Right. When you're live, I've done. Now, a lot of times what I'll do is from Binance.us. In the past, how I got most of my money in here was I would, send my BUSD from Binance.us, Binance Exchange, to the Binance Smart Chain on my MetaMask wallet, and then use the Synapse bridge BUSD. It'll convert it into USDC on the DFK chain. That's how I normally have done it in the past. And a lot of people will do it from AVAX. Like if you have Avalanche on the Avalanche blockchain, you can bridge Avalanche into the DFK chain and then swap Avalanche for Joule or whatever. So you have on the DFK chain, you have Joule, Ethereum, Avalanche, USDC, Clayton token, and Bitcoin, like the Avalanche version of Bitcoin.
Shane said, I believe you had to hit the button one more time to bridge. You have to click it twice, once for permission and then bridge.
Yes. And for some reason it was like failing. The transaction failed. I don't know why. Yeah.
So once you've got the bridge through, so the marketplace is basically like acting as kind of the DeFi of the game world. The trader is the actual DeFi exchange within DefiKingdoms.
That's right. And so first and foremost, this was a DEX. It was like a gamified DEX. Well, now they've got all these big brain game developers developing out a esport level game as well. And all kinds of other little like mini games as well within this. So it's a massive ecosystem that'll make your head spin. But keeping it simple, most people don't want to necessarily play the game. They just want to buy some Joule. If the fundamentals of the game are there, if this game hits, if it's successful, we got Pervy Sage Workhorse developing out the game with Hubert Cumberdale and some big brains guys with extreme, thorough, deep skill codexes and abilities on the heroes. These hero NFTs are the most complex.
Wait. We're getting to, so hold on, because I'm going to take this literally one step at a time, because I know you've got a wealth of information. We're going to touch on it. And it looks like Dreamer just popped on. What's going on, man?
What's up, guys?
Dreamer, baby.
So we're touching base right now. We're at a point where we're kind of discussing. We discussed a little bit of the history, not much. I figured if you pop on, we'd have you dive into that a little bit. But we're basically at a point where we're sending USDC from Coinbase to the wallet and then bridging that over. And then I saw a comment basically saying that the bridge may have failed due to liquidity. So and this is the one thing that obviously I've noticed is that, this used to be an insanely booming kind of economy when it was on Harmony, right? And then we had the issues there. And I guess Dreamer is a perfect person to kind of walk us through a little bit, a minute or two, just kind of explaining what happened so that people can understand that in essence, you were originally on Harmony. You've moved over to another blockchain to alleviate any of the potential issues that kind of came up while on Harmony. And you're effectively I don't want to say relaunching all of this anew, but kind of, right? Like a lot of this stuff is just drawing people in and getting things going, building liquidity, all of that. Like what happened and where are things now, Dreamer?
Sure. Good question. So a little bit of both of what you said. So what happened was at launch in August 2 years ago, there was kind of a meteoric rise on Harmony. A lot of people moved into the ecosystem that had never been there. A lot of people were there waiting for something special to come up. And, you know, along comes DFK making up 98% of all their transactions. However, about 4 months in, part of my job, you know, I come from risk management. Part of my job was looking at this and being like, we're heavily exposed to Harmony. You know, business continuity planning in an industry that's super new is important. Should we consider another chain? And, you know, we could then take the realms and make it different, have different quest potential, different enemies, make it look different, have a different token, and then have a little bit of like import export feel. If it gets more expensive on one chain, you could kind of balance out with the other. So we did that, and we worked with Avalanche. This is way before the market crash that we started talking to them. I think it was in November, and they had this idea on subnets, and they're like, we really want a good use case, but we haven't found one. So we worked together to build their first subnet together, and DFK launched in, I think it was beginning of March, and it was weeks before the world started to fall apart. But we have our own chain, DFK chain. This wasn't you know, an effort to run away from trouble. It was actually looking around corners and also to expand to other ecosystems, as we'll continue to do when we have resources. So we launched that. We have a DEX there. We started to build the DeFi aspects, and then along comes the market pullback with other people panicking and starting to look for blood in the water. We kind of survived that, bottom out at a level where we're like, hey, we have multiple year treasury. We can build. There's turmoil. It's been a rough go, but we can figure it out from here. Then Harmony's 3 sig with all 3 same password bridge gets hacked and drained. The assets get drained. Our treasury gets drained. You know, getting kicked in the throat while you're down kind of a thing. We then looked at everything on Harmony because that was made for Harmony, and Avalanche Realm was made for Avalanche. We're like, we have all this IP. We don't have a safe chain. We have all these players. Let's first go back to Avalanche Realm and build up feature parity. Let's make it exactly the same of what was happened on Harmony as step 1, so our players can keep playing. Step 2, let's take everything that was on Harmony and find a new home. And that's where we struck the deal with Clayton, which is a chain not a lot of people have heard of, but at the time, they were very well partnered and backed by huge companies. And we know South Korea is a big gaming part of the world and in a region that we really wanted to grow users. So we did a deal there that helped sustain us, move from Harmony to Clayton, and continue to build on Avalanche. So Avalanche DFK chain has been like our powerhouse. That's where the 500 million transactions, which if you look at Avalanche C chain, Polygon, a lot of layer 1s, in a year, 500 million transactions is more than a lot of them do combined. But continue to pump things out in DFK chain while we're building on Clayton. Now, there was other unfortunate timing things with Clayton that happened after FTX and other 3 Sigma events, but that's the shorter version, even though it's probably longer than expected.
That's fine.
What happened? We weren't going to another chain just to run. We were actually had the intent to be cross-chain, to have different communities compete and have guilds that do PvP against each other, travel through different community or different chains as different realms in a video game that are themed after that chain, that have a lot of unique things. So encourage players to kind of get out of their bubbles and go to different blockchains to, you know, play and interact in DFK.
So number one, I like your karate combat shirt. Yeah, I got mine on as well. And, you know, I want to point out too that, you know, Grady's brought it to my attention. And of course you have, I think, a bit when we've talked privately, like a week or so ago. You know, a lot of people were trying to pin this whole kind of hack on you, I think, at one point. Like you had taken the money and ran, so to speak. And you know, which is common in a lot of DeFi type applications that are a little less renowned and so forth. And, you know, I find it interesting that, you know, number one, here you are, like you haven't gone into the sunset somewhere with your bags of cash. You're basically grinding this shit out, trying to rebuild and redevelop and redo, you know, everything that you had set out to do originally. And to me, that screams somebody who's insanely passionate about something that just hasn't quite gotten to where you had originally planned it, and you're not giving up. And so that's also one of the reasons why we're here. And I want to let that be known, you know, and no, nobody's paying me for this, just so everyone knows out there. This isn't any kind of paid segment. I'm doing this because I really do value the innovation and the concept behind what is being done, regardless of, you know, past issues. And the last point that I want to make is that, you know, the guy's wearing a Karate Combat shirt because he's putting his fucking ass on the line to try and build awareness for this project, like quite literally. So, you know, a lot of people out there watching and they see, oh, it's a bunch of influencers who are talking about these fights. Listen, I have fought. I do have a background. I know what all these guys are facing. They may not be aware yet, but when those lights come on, the crowd is cheering and you're basically walking down the ramp of your own fucking doom. There's a definite difference between that. And it doesn't really matter if you're an influencer, a fighter, or who you are. Everybody's on equal footing at that point. So, you know, and I wanted to say, I just commend your willingness to participate and get involved in this and really putting your butt on the line, because, you know, training is one thing. We can all train. We can all watch UFC every Saturday, have a few beers and think we're championship fighters, right? We all want to go out and pick some fight with some guy on a bar and there's no thinking about it. But when you're planning something, you're training for something, you're looking in the eyes of the man who's also been training to kick the shit out of you, and you know it's do or die at this point. The stress, the tension, the nerves, the anxiety, the tunnel vision, all of that shit. I mean, it's a big price to pay just for basically trying to build awareness for your project. And sir, I commend you for it because I understand what you're doing.
I appreciate it. And I commend you guys as well. I'm definitely not an influencer, but we have an awesome community. And, you know, I've always kind of been the martial arts nerd. You know, I like to partake. But this is a total different level as you're talking about. I want to touch on one thing you said, you know, in the last year and a half, rebuilding and restarting. We actually just continued once we made the shift from Harmony to Clayton. What we built in the bear market is new. We actually have pumped out more in the bear market than the bull market with a fraction of the resources. And it's because of a team that's taking huge discounts in payment, huge sacrifice, and so passionate. So, you know, we came out with a whole combat system during this period. These kind of things usually take years. We're continuing to build it real time. We've enhanced a lot of things with like the blockchain technology. So having an NFT not only be dynamic and level up as your hero, but to take pets and equipment and other things like weapons, apply them to that NFT, make the visuals change, make the stats change, and then that interacts with the actual combat system as you're playing. It all bridges together and moves together. There's a really in-depth flagging system. So if you get into the technology here, we've not only been making like pretty pixels, there's been deep building with that hope of one day not only hitting a bull market, but kind of having that redemption arc. So super stoked on that. And
well, I think the time has come for all of that. I think that's what we're all here for. So I'm excited too, because now I'm going to be a part of it. We're excited
to have you, Crow. This is going to be great.
I think this is going to be a lot of fun because honestly, the more I learn about this thing, it's like this is something that I would have always wanted to build myself, you know. So I'm really excited. Luckily, we've got Grady to walk us through everything, and yeah, let's push on. Let's get this thing going. I want to make sure that everybody learns everything that they need.
One last shout out for Grady. So I mentioned the team continuing to build. Now, Crow, the community that stuck by us made it all possible. That hack was clearly not our fault. That was a Harmony Bridge hack, but we were the main victims, right? A lot of people chose to say the world's in turmoil. It sucks. As a community, I'm going to walk away. Maybe I'll come back to bandwagon when it's better. People like Grady turned it up. They hopped on the streams. They got out there. They supported us. They continued to play so we could continue to have fees coming in to sustain it. The community should be so commended through this entire experience, including Grady and many others. So as we listen to him talking about this, he's not just a fan in the bowl. he's an amped up, hyped up fan in the deep bear.
Don't I know
that
it?
should be celebrated.
I may be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure Grady's been messaging me about this shit for like a long time, long before I even knew who he was. He was just another guy, another person in my Twitter feed. I had no idea what this was all about. And then come to find out, here he is. He's still pushing along, and now he's making headway into everybody's lives. So yeah, Grady should have his own little pixel statue somewhere in this game. That's what I'm saying.
I love it. This is so fun, you guys. Oh, this is so fun. So Dreamer, I wanted you to fill in also. So we were talking about how to get into the game. Someone who, we went the old school route of how I know, but you've just come out with holiday partnerships, all these different partnerships to make it easier for even Web2 gaming type guys to come into the game. You want to touch on that a little bit? Beetle Dude worked something up last night just for George, and stuff like that. You guys are out there grinding.
Yeah, I mean, if you go to just DefiKingdoms.com, so not game.DefiKingdoms.com, but just DefiKingdoms.com, you'll see that there's 2 new icons there that say buy Jewel. So this is because, Jewel has been on a tear. I think, I don't know what the current
Jewel
price
is pumping like Crypto Crow's pectorials, baby. I just saw it close to 27 cents or 28 cents.
Right. So it's like 40% in the last day. I think in the last week, we're up over 100%. So we were like, a lot of people are asking me, how do you buy Jewel? Because 1, we didn't get VC money, and we don't even have a centralized exchange listing. So all of that initial 1.4 billion that came in was through the DFK DEX. So a lot of people are struggling to say, hey, how do I buy Jewel? Well, if you go to the website, it shows 3 different ways. One of them you can get with your credit card. We have fiat on-ramps directly built on the DFK chain. I think 4 different options supporting globally. The other option is get on Avalanche C chain. The Synapse bridge is built right into the game as like a shipyard. So everything's gamified in DFK. But some of the things we don't build, we work with other trusted sources like Synapse Bridge protocol. And then it shows you how to bridge over from Ethereum too. So those are the main ways right now. Fingers crossed in the coming X time that I can't say. We have a centralized exchange listing and we build from there. But on-ramps, bridges, those are our options currently. And there's a really good tutorial there.
The thing that sucks for me is I haven't done any of this shit yet. So here we are doing this video. Everybody in the comments is going to be running out, getting this shit, driving the price up on me. So by the time I'm done and I'm actually using this guide that Grady and I create today, the price is probably going to be insanely higher than it is. And I'm going to have to sit and wait a little bit, see if there's a pullback so that I can get in without, because here, unlike most YouTubers, I don't go in and buy a bunch of shit and then do a video on it. My dumb ass gets excited. I do a video, the price jacks up, and then I'm screwed.
Wow.
So it is what it is.
So
I don't
to be
ever
fair
want
here,
there to be
Crow,
ever a reason somebody can say Crow's buying shit, jacking the price up and dumping it on his face. I've never done that in all the years I've been in crypto. I have shit coins to this day on wallets I've forgotten about because I was afraid to sell them because I talked about them, and you know what I mean? So it's just like, that's how I roll. I'm just kind of the butt of my own joke at this point, but hey, I definitely am planning on getting some.
That's
and
awesome.
yeah, I want to
Respect.
actively start playing this.
So we went from
Crow was wanting to get into DeFi Kingdoms like 2 or 3 weeks ago. We already had this conversation. Okay. And then Jewel is at like 12 cents. Now it's at 28 cents. I think we need to send Crow some Jewel.
Yay me. Well, then people are like, oh, well, Crow got Jewel sponsored the whole whatever. It's fuck it. I do well enough. I'm not too concerned, but yeah, I am.
If you look at the TA of Jewel, we've been in this like trading range between 30 and 10 cents now for about a year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
After we blow past 34 cents, which we'll see if and when that happens, not speculating, but we've been pumping
with my luck.
But after we get past there, TA guys, show me on the chart where the next resistance is. Mm-hmm. There's nothing to like $10. And the all-time high was 23. So Crow, if you're worried about pennies,
true, exactly my point. I'm not
here.
worried. I'm not worried. So that's the spread, right? So the all-time high originally was $23.
Yeah. So at that time, the supply was a bit lower. I think when we hit $23, the overall supply was around 60 million, because I think our market cap at that price was 1.4 billion. And then so now Jewel is fully minted, 125 million. And there is a burn a few ways that it's burning. So I think
there's only 125 million Joule total.
That's right.
Yes, sir. So we had to do a bit of a shift. So initially, before the hack and kind of the fall or crypto get-in, there was a total supply of Joule and then the sister token on Avalanche, Crystal, and they had same utility just in different realms. So they're really used to play the game. Their total supply was 500 million. Well, actually, I think it was 600 million. But as the world kind of fell apart, we looked and we're like, okay, Joule is being minted on Harmony, but we have to leave Harmony. How do we solve this? Let's just say all the Joule that's minted, let's set aside and let's create as an ecosystem gas, power up, and other like premium services in the game token. And then let's make a new token for Clayton to attract their people. That's Jade. It's an awesome looking token with like a dragon in there.
Yep.
And sorry, I'm getting to my meeting in 10 minutes.
Okay, if you gotta go, yeah.
Okay. These two tokens are game tokens, right? So that 500 million, let's just carve aside and say these are our game tokens. Crystal for Avalanche, Jade for Clayton. Joule is fully minted at 125. Let's not figure out a way to start reminting it. We didn't control the Harmony hack. It is what it is. Let's create a multi-tiered function here where if you're playing the game, use the game tokens. If you want to get power-ups, so like more experience, have your heroes recover faster, lower trading fees. They're not required, but the hardcore players will want them. You buy Joule and stake it and allocate it to these power-ups. So Joule now becomes Joule is gas on DefiKingdoms, where we're burning as it's being used. There's 500 million transactions pumping it out. Joule is now being used for fee sharing. You know, I think it's about 15% of all the fees in the game are pumping into the jeweler where Joule is staked to give to those that are staked. And now Joule is used as power-ups. So the price that we're seeing right now move for Joule, man, this token has no supply coming out. So in a bull market, it's not how many people are buying versus how much we're minting. It's how many people are buying and how is that affected by the ongoing burn. So you can do the math there.
4,000 Joule being burned every day-ish.
So, okay. So I have an idea as to how many Ethereum I'm going to get worth of it. Just to kind of get started. Because here's the thing. I either go big or go home. I'm either fucking up everybody in this game or I'm not going to bother.
Love it.
So I need all the power-ups. I want a whole. So, okay. So we're going to dive in at this point. Because we're going to dive in at this point and start getting into the guide. We're already 40 minutes in. We've touched on the bridge and how to open a wallet. So something tells me we've got a long way to freaking go, folks.
Yeah. Well, have you hopped in the demo? You can play the demo. So anybody watching right now, if you're like, I'm not sure, if you go to game.defykingdoms.com. Oh, my screen went black.
Oh. We still hear you, but you're there. There you are.
I see you and hear you fine.
If you go to game.defykingdoms.com, you mentioned Halliday. So Halliday actually sets it up where you can, a wallet will be kind of created for you. And I think you can connect to that through your socials. Even if you're somebody that's like, I don't know crypto, and you get to game.defykingdoms.com, or you don't have like MetaMask or Coinbase wallet that we support, man, the wallet's there for you. And you can hop in the demo and that will kind of give you fake heroes to play. Now, you're not earning anything through this, but you can hop in the demo. Definitely as you bridge them over and you start trading, get some Joule, get some Crystal, you can start looking at heroes in the tavern. But for those that are watching that want to hop in before doing all these steps to commit financially, you can see what the game combat system that is in progress. We only have 4 out of 22 classes out. And PvP will be coming, traveling through the realm will be coming. There's a lot of application.
Hold on. 4 out of 22 classes. Okay. What are those 4? And is a necromancer available? Because that's what I love.
Yes. All right. So how it's set up is we have base classes. So those all come out. We don't sell hero NFTs outright. We're not like, hey, give us money and we mint them. We sold Generation 0, a very limited amount of NFTs.
Those.
And there are about 12 of those. And each one of those, so base classes like Archer, Monk, Pirate, and so on. If you summon 2 types together, there's a chance that they can mutate into an advanced class. Advanced classes are like Paladin or Summoner, Ninja, and so on. And then if you go up and you summon two specific in the advanced level, you get another higher class from another. So our coolest class right now is, or the biggest one is called a Dread Knight with a big ass sword. Necromancer is not there, but as we expand
How dare you?
to new realms, we have more classes, and we definitely, I hope, will have a Necromancer.
So let me ask this one last question, and then I'll get with Grady, and we're going to go over every little tab I see on this screen to make sure people know. But let's say hypothetically,
then I have to drop in 5 minutes. So
yes, okay.
Maybe if you're going for hours, I'll pop back. But
yeah, I have no idea how long we're going to get until I drop, apparently, because it's probably going to take that long. This will be the longest stream I've probably ever done in the history of my channel. But so let's say hypothetically you were to bring this over to Cardano, right? And I know that there's no guarantees or anything, but it's kind of it's in the minds of the many, right? If that were the case, then so would Cardano have its own coin to run the Cardano realm, but then it would also kind of flow into the master limited supply of Jewel in the long run?
So let's talk about that. So Jewel is meant to be cross-chain. So Jewel would be used in any way we could. Now, Cardano has an EVM sidechain. I don't know exactly how all of that works, but that would be the immediate focus since everything's an EVM. If we consider another language that's double the audits, that's double the code base, that would be hard to support. So EVM sidechain and Cardano's exciting. Let's say we launch there and they have like a delegation system to use Jewel or something. So Jewel could be used as gas, as some chains provide. I'm not sure if they provide that. The power-up system carries over. So it's the same Jewel. We would bridge it over there. The same power-ups available. Anything in the game that is based on Jewel. So we have a really cool DeFi protocol that's like a peer-to-peer based order book system for all of the lower liquidity items. You know, AMM dexes have so many limitations with impermanent loss and price impact. So we built our own for like the fish that you catch, the gold that you mine. You can all trade peer-to-peer in that system. That uses Jewel, for example. So all of that utility would carry over for the existing supply of Jewel. Now the realm would need its whole custom from the ground up built realm where we would work with that community and that core team to say, what's your brand? What do you want? A water world? Do you want fire world? Do you want a shadow world? Let's talk about the classes that you get, because you'll get 2 classes that will be only minted on your realm initially. You'll get a token that allows you to mint these heroes and play the game. And unique quests, unique enemies and fights and everything. So that becomes a partnership with the community and the team, but it would not be a copy and paste of content. It would be finding features and making them unique to that realm. Jewel would be the same, but there would need to be a new token. I don't know, Ruby or Onyx or something. How we do the token though, we can't really speak on. When we first created Crystal, we were going from $0 to $22. So we needed a little bit of inflation. It's too expensive to get in. The new tokenomics allows passive investors to run Jewel and passively hold it, while Crystal and Jade, I'm sure they'll appreciate, but at a different level, because that's for game players. Jewel is for passive kind of investors that want a piece of the fee sharing. So there would be a new token. Would we increase supply? Would we find a way to burn other tokens to mint this one? Could the token be minted through gameplay rather than time-based emissions, which time-based emissions have been murdering my brain in the bear market and my heart? Right. So I don't know. When we get the right target for the third of only 4 total full realms, there's only planned to be 4 total. As we get the target for the third, we're going to have to really get some big brains involved and decide what is the best tokenomics now, regardless of what we did before. What's the best thing to do now in this market?
Okay, so when the Cardano realm launches, I expect to have a crow statue in the market square. I'm just saying. Okay.
Yeah, hey, we'll talk. I don't know if I sent you a DM or not, but we have some cool ways to work with influencers to see how we can get IP in the game. Taking a page out of Fortnite and others books. There's a lot we can do with DFK, and there's some pretty awesome technology that is. I'm probably giving too much alpha out, and I'm getting in trouble. But give me a few weeks and we'll talk.
We're on it.
Dreamer, what are the chances that a new realm could go on a Cardano EVM compatible chain?
I mean, the chances, technically speaking, EVM compatible sidechain, there's nothing stopping us except everything I just mentioned, that isn't a copy pasta. That's probably a 6-month build with a team dedicated to it, which we, are funding. That we're still on very limited pay with the team that we have. A significant jewel punt could get there. Moving to Clayton, that was a $1 million deal to move an existing realm. There was a amount of money that was offered for us to build on Avalanche and get the feature parity as well. So the main focus isn't the money, because nobody's lining their pockets. I can promise you that.
Right.
But we do have to pay for quality, safe development outside of our roadmap. We're only about 15 to 18% complete. We're constantly building, releasing things every other week or even more frequent. So to add a new realm, we have to look after our community and say there would need to be a grant of sorts with the core team to help us make sure we show up and deliver that realm without stopping completely everything else. So it seems like technology's there, definitely community's there. If there's no effort or ability to meet in the middle on like a grant or build incentive, we would have to wait for DefiKingdoms to be sustainable enough to do this fully funded, which I don't know when that would be in the current market. But we do have many offers on the table from other chains. We just haven't.
They don't matter.
Dreamer,
they don't matter. Nobody cares about the other chains. There's no point even bringing that shit up. So we're gonna figure it out. That it's gonna be on Cardano. If there's a chance, we're gonna figure it out.
Yeah,
all
baby.
Right, Dreamer, we're gonna let you go to your meeting, man. I appreciate you popping in on this. Dude, I'm excited. I'm sure we're gonna do that more in the future. Don't worry about that. I'm gonna be all over this like a fly to a turd.
Oh yeah. Well, we got an awesome community. Grady's incredible. We got Bull on there, Chris and Peter. We have a whole bunch of people in the community as well, other guilds that you can hop in and interact with. So Crow, thank you so much for having me. Thanks for being interested and supporting. And good luck on the next steps. We'll probably do multiple of these and have others on. But Grady, you're awesome. I'm gonna see you guys later.
We'll see you guys in Vegas.
Well, we got a space today. We got a space at George today.
At 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Eastern, Crow.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's right. I forgot the IFC thing for all the fighters. Okay. I'll definitely be on there.
Yeah.
So that means we have to figure out how to get this done with Grady before that Twitter Spaces.
That's right. Let's go.
Right,
Love you, Dreamer.
I'm gonna drop. Love you guys. Have a good one.
Okay. So all right. So once you're able to buy the jewel, right? So let's say you've got Avalanche on the Avalanche MetaMask C chain wallet, bridge Avalanche in right here through the game, right here, bridge tokens. It's the Synapse bridge is built into the game. Then you come here to the marketplace. Okay. Marketplace is where we are. And you find the trader right here and you swap it into Jewel. Okay. And Jewel's your gas fee. So then if you want, here's where the power-ups come in. Here's the utility of the Jewel. Okay. And so what happens is, like Dreamer discussed, Jewel is the main token you want to buy in this ecosystem. It's, again, fully circulating, deflationary. Okay. So you come here to the jeweler, and right here is where you can stake your Jewel, one-sided staking. Okay. And this is where, if you want to play the game, you get power ups, or if you don't want to play the game, you can stake your Jewel in here. The problem with this is that you stake it for up to 3 years. It's got a curve-like mechanism with how this works, and you get interest on your Jewel. So if you put in, you get a 1-to-1 ratio for your Jewel if you stake it for a full 3 years with Jewel. Okay. And what's happening is, how do you earn interest on Jewel? It's not deflation. I mean, it's not inflationary. It's deflationary. How does that work? Well, when you play the game, when we say there's like 3 million transactions per day in this game, there's all kinds of things happening. People are summoning heroes like crazy. And that's a whole video in and of itself, Crow. And people are playing this game doing duels. They're doing boar hunts. All the buying and selling of heroes is in the tavern, okay, which is in this map. You buy and sell heroes in the tavern. There's fees, 3.75% transaction fee every time you buy or sell a hero. Okay. And then So fifth out of those, and those, all of that is done with the power token, like he discussed with Crystal and Jade. The power tokens, I'm actually also bullish on those because the power tokens are getting burned at even a much higher rate than the Jewel. But we'll talk about that later. We're talking about Jewel right now. But what happens is with all the tens of thousands of power tokens being used in this game every single day, maybe even like 100,000 per day used in this game, 15% of all those are auto sold and buys Jewel and supplies the jeweler. That's how that works. So you're gaining interest. Are you still there?
Yeah.
Okay, good. You're gaining interest.
Listen.
That's how this works. So that's how the Jewel, that's how you gain interest on your Jewel and the jeweler. If you can put it in for 3 years, it's a 1-to-1 ratio. One Jewel equals 1x Jewel. If you put it in for 2 years, that one Jewel that you're putting in, you only get 2/3 of an X Jewel. If you put it in for 1 year, time locked, you only get 1/3 of an X Jewel. 6 months, you get 1/6 of an X Jewel. You can put it in for 1 week. You're just not going to hardly make any interest on that. The other option is, since we said it's a DEX, you can yield farm. And never in the history of yield farming, anywhere that I've ever seen, when you come here to the gardens, okay? When you're yield farming, your earning token here is the power token. Let's see, I view harvest. Oh, I've got 233 crystal to claim. Well, crystal right here, because I'm yield farming with Bitcoin, with Avalanche, with the Jewel token, with USDC. Okay, I'm yield farming in here and gaining crystal. Crystal has a strong utility. It's what you use to play the game. Again, to buy and sell heroes, to do duels, to level your heroes, to summon your heroes. You have to have crystal. Anyone who wants to play the game has to have crystal. The problem with DeFi, the problem with, like, say, Pancake Swap, or anywhere you're trying to yield farm, is that the tokens are so inflationary and they go to zero every time. That's why people say yield farming and DeFi is dead. No one can figure out the solution to this because you have to have very, very strong utility for the earning token that makes people actually need to buy enough token to outweigh the inflation of the token. That's what you deal with in DeFi. Nowhere, anywhere in DeFi is there a better, stronger utility for a yield farming earning token than DefiKingdoms that I know of, because there's such demand for the earning token crystal that I just claimed. Okay. And 25% of the crystal, every time it's used, tens of thousands every day, burned out of existence. Like 20,000 crystal are being burned daily. Okay. And so it's already at 7.5 million crystal burned in this ecosystem. And it's so depressed in the value. It is down 99.99999%.
Right.
So,
well,
okay.
And that's one of the reasons why we're here. It's because I know that onboarding new people that aren't already familiar with the economy and with the community and with the system and the gameplay and all of the features and everything, it's so daunting. Otherwise, I would have got in myself weeks ago, like you said. So it's like with like I always say, man, with education comes power. So and that's what we're all about. So, like, if you were to go up to the top right tab,
okay,
give us just a brief explanation of what each of those tabs are as it relates to the game and the gameplay, because there's so much there. When I originally logged in and I'm looking at it, I'm like, I have absolutely no idea what the hell any of this stuff is. So explain what each of those tabs are and what they're for.
We can do that, but to keep it simple. So far what we've done is how to get money into the DFK chain, or you can go to the Clayton blockchain, how to buy Jewel. Okay. And then what do you want to do with your Jewel? You're either you could just hold it because it's deflationary. It's no harm in that. You could lock it up if you're bullish on the game, lock it up for years to come or months to come, and earn a little interest on your Jewel. You can even lock it up for 1 week. Or 1 month.
But you have to play. Let's just assume that everybody is playing the game, because just buying something like this and holding it isn't going to do anybody any good, because realistically, you need people playing the game to keep the ecosystem moving.
That's right. And because of all the bullshit FUD that came against Frisky Fox and then the Harmony Bridge hack, we had a 99.9% exodus out of the ecosystem.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so there's like less than 500 people actually playing the game, maybe even less than 200 people these days. Okay, so but it's a strong 200 to 500 people, believe me. And then there's a lot of people on the outskirts still wanting to play, but there's a lot of people that don't care about playing the game. They just are like, okay, maybe Jules.
They're just speculating on the token.
Yeah, and the success of the game. Like George, he doesn't want to come in here and play the game. But hey, if it's a successful game, if a lot of people are going to be playing the game, he wants in on it. How do you do that? You buy Jewel. Okay, and you can yield farm it here with the Druid and the Seed Box and the Gardens. So you can create a pair with the Jewel. Okay, when you hit add seeds, you can pair it with you like you do in any DEX, like Pancake Swap or anywhere. You can pair Jewel, let's say, with Bitcoin. Okay, as an example here. And then so you supply the liquidity, and then in the seed box is where you yield farm. And it's like reasonable APRs. You can do it with Crystal, ETH, USDC. That's getting 10%. Okay. And then all of these yields can be boosted. We'll talk later about if you have gardeners questing, playing the game, you buy heroes, gardeners, then you can buy pets, pair them with the gardeners, and you can as much as triple all these APRs by having gardeners garden your liquidity pools. And it's like you get some sweet interest, baby. Okay. So
what about those Genesis? The Genesis guys, how do I get those?
Let's get to it. Okay, so if you want to buy a hero on the right hand side, so far coming in here in this, you can look at the map. The map is the very top one, but we've looked at how to bridge tokens, and as soon as you come in here, if you're on the Avalanche blockchain, for example, the Avalanche C chain, it will add the DFK chain for you right into MetaMask, so you don't have to worry about the RPC and all this and that. It does it for you right here at game.defikingdoms.com. Okay, and so then you can bridge the token. It will walk you right through it just from your MetaMask wallet, either on your phone or on the desktop. Okay, you bridge the token in. We just went to the marketplace. The marketplace is where we bought the jewel. Okay, the jeweler in the gardens is where you can either stake the jewel, get power-ups, get interest on your jewel, or the gardens is where you yield farm. Okay, then at the bottom is the tavern. We can hit on all these, but it'll take, we could do separate videos, different things. In the tavern here, you come to the agent, and this is where you can buy the heroes. Okay, and you buy them in crystal. That's the power token we just hit on. On the right-hand side, at the very bottom, you scroll down, you can hit generation 0 heroes and then apply, and it will show you just the Gen Zeros up for sale. Okay. And so the floor is this Berserker. So this is so fun. Oh my gosh. So this is the floor rarity of the hero for a Gen 0 is rare. So there's 5 stages of rarity: common, uncommon, rare, legendary, and mythic. Okay. And so blue is rare, the floor Gen 0, and he's a miner actually. So berserkers are good miners. We can hit on all that. And 115,000 crystal 11500. Oops, 115. What is going on here with my calculator? 11500 times 0.1. What is crystal's probably been pumping too. So when I click this, it'll give me the crystal price. Oh, wow. 1.6 cents. Okay. Going to use my phone on the calculator. I'm just curious for me. Calculator. Okay.
I'm seeing the comments talking about how cheap that berserker is and telling each other somebody needs to scoop that up. I'm like, I wish I could.
Oh, baby. So, okay. Yeah. 115,000 crystal times 0.01 162 crystal, which is the price of crystal, 1.6 cents. Okay, whoa, $1,863 is the floor
That's
of Gen Zero.
$1,000.
It's $1,800.
Really?
Yes, and here's why. Here's what makes the Gen Zeros so valuable is that you see the summon, they have an unlimited number of summons.
Oh, it's unlimited. I didn't know that. That makes sense. Okay. But you have to have 2, right?
Yes. So you would want to ideally summon a berserker with a seer. Okay. And so I guess what? I pulled this up when you and Dreamer were talking. So here's the hero class tree. Okay. And Dreamer was hitting on this. And let's see, can we? Because you can't, our bodies are in the way, aren't they? Our bodies are kind of in the way.
Mm.
Okay. So that's okay. So down here, yeah, there we go. There we go. Now I'll zoom back in. That's too much. Okay. So on the bottom, you have basic class heroes. Then you have advanced class heroes. Then you have elite class heroes. Then you have, okay, and this is a head summoning. Damn it. Okay, let's find just the regular hero class. Here it is. Okay. So these NFTs are the most complex NFTs in existence in all of crypto by the code. If you have a coder in here, they look at the code of the NFT, their mind's going to be blown. So on the basic, there's the genetics of these are just mind blowing. It's so big brains. That's what some of the guys that I've shown this to, I'll go through and walk them through how to summon and the depths of and how to try and get mutations in the genetics. Okay. And they'll drop everything they're doing on their YouTube channel and dedicate their whole YouTube channel to summoning heroes on DeFi Kingdoms. That's how fun this gets, baby. Okay. And so on the bottom is the basic class heroes. Now, the way they're developing this game is that, Big Brains with Pervy Sage Workhorse, he's building out this game to make all heroes are good always. So here's rule number 1. All heroes in this game are good, period. But there's a massive difference between heroes in multiple different levels. But on the hero class tree, you've got a warrior and a knight. If you summon a warrior and a knight together, they have a 14% chance or better, potentially, between like a 14 and a 25% chance at best. But generally speaking, it's a 14% chance you can get a paladin when you summon these two together. And these heroes only have a certain number of summons. Unless it's a Gen Zero, you have unlimited number of summons.
Is that time limited at least?
Yes. 72 hours. 72 hours.
Okay.
But there's only 250 Gen Zeros for each class in existence. Many of them are lost, so that's why they're so expensive. They're finite. So and I have all these Gen Zeros, baby. So a warrior summoned with a knight has the chance to get you a paladin. But that also includes their genetics, their recessive genes. They have 3 recessive genes. They have their main class might be a warrior, but in the subclass might, be a thief. And subclass recessive 1, recessive 2, recessive 3, and we can get way deep in the weeds with that. So that's how. But if you get a pure warrior, that means a warrior in the main class and a recessive 1 warrior. That means it boosts your chance significantly to get that paladin. If you have a pure warrior and a pure knight, it's like 22% chance to hit a paladin. Okay, so a thief and an archer make a dark knight. A priest and a wizard make a summoner. This is so fun too. A monk and a pirate can make a ninja. 14% chance, though. It's still low chances. Most likely, if you summon a monk and a pirate together, you're either going to get a monk or a pirate. But if you hit a ninja, you're like, yeah, baby. And then a ninja summoned with a summoner has a chance to get a sage, an elite hero. 14% chance. And then, and the max number of summons for an advanced class hero is only 5. There's no such thing as a Gen 0 that's not a basic hero. Gen 0s are only basic heroes. The advanced class hero is basically a Gen 1 basic hero. Generation 1 basic hero can have up to 10 summons max. Okay. And so they have generations, and that the higher the generation means the fewer number of summons, and it means it's more expensive to summon. Okay. A Sage and a Dragoon advanced class, the max number of summons that a Sage or a Dragoon can have is 3. And they have a 7% chance to hit a Dread Knight. That's the elite class hero, the Dread Knight, baby. Okay, and let me show you a Dread Knight. Let's look at these Dragoons. Okay, and then now we have this other tree being built out. When the Crystal Veil realm opened up, we got the Berserker and the Seer. And guess what? The team gives them all away. They're all given away to like jewel stakers, people who buy jewel and stake it in the jeweler. That's how we won our Berserker and our Seer. Also, people, they had a summoning contest and a dark summoning. The people that every time you summoned, you'd get a raffle ticket. They gave away all the Gen Zeros. Okay. And then when we moved to Clayton realm, it was still the Serendale realm. That's when they introduced the Legionnaire and the Scholar. Well, guess what? We're going to introduce a new realm. Maybe it's Cardano. And Cardano, when we introduce that realm, there's going to be 2 new hero classes. And those 2 hero classes will be able to be summoned together to make another advanced class. Then when we get to our 4th realm, like Dreamer talked about, there'll be 2 more basic classes. And each class has 250 max supply of Generation 0 heroes. That's it. And then as those Generation 0 heroes are summoned together, we're going to get, so once we get those 2 more realms, we'll have a whole nother tree. Then after that's done, the Dread Knight will be able to be summoned with the other exalted hero to make a transcendent hero, to make a God mode hero.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh. It's so
real
fun.
Quick question now, because I'm not really trying to wait.
Okay.
I'm not going to show my screen or anything, but like I'm logged in to my MetaMask. My MetaMask in my browser is what I use for like basically screwing around.
Right.
But I'm on the Ethereum chain, right? So I have Ethereum on this MetaMask on the Ethereum chain.
And you want to bridge some Ethereum to the DFK chain.
Yes. So, but I'm not seeing any options to do any of that in this drop down.
Okay, so I'll switch to the Ethereum chain right now. I'll come to my account 1. Okay, and then let's do Ethereum mainnet. Okay, and so did you press enter Crystal Veil first?
I am looking at, it looks like a map with the jeweler, the cradle, the portal.
So you hit enter Crystal Veil, and then it takes you right here, and it switches the network.
Yeah, it says I'm anonymous.
So you're there, upper right hand side. Then you click here. Do you see where it says to bridge tokens?
No, that doesn't show for me.
It's not showing.
I'm assuming. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back to DefiKingdoms without the game link, because I think I was directly in the game and I'm not logged in technically. So
you have to connect your MetaMask wallet.
Play now. Okay, well, I hit play now, but it's not asking me to connect my wallet. So maybe
do you want to share your screen, or are you leery to do that?
So choose your starting point. Okay, so this is letting me do it right from. Okay, so it says I'm connected.
If you want to share your screen, you can, and I'll walk you right through it.
Hold on. So So what I'm seeing is from Ethereum, and it's showing me how many I have available to DFK chain.
There you go.
And it's saying, so I'm sending my Ethereum to the DFK chain as Ethereum.
Yes. And then you'll have like a wrapped version of Ethereum, and that's through the Synapse bridge, which I've hounded them about the Synapse bridge. And you know, they geek out for me. Frisky Fox geeked out. He's like, yes, it's got the lowest throughput of all the bridges that we know. They've been a phenomenal partner, never been hacked, never had issues. So, so yes, there's like it's like the Avalanche version of Ethereum, though.
Yeah,
But
but
it's
it's
on the
not letting me
DFK.
actually click anything. It's showing me the options, but it's almost like a screenshot.
Really?
So should I say bridge with Synapse? All right, I'll go ahead and show this.
Share the screen. So right here, are you on this screen right here?
Hold on. No, I'm on the main website. Hold on.
Okay.
All right, so that's what I'm seeing right now. So I'm seeing this on the left here.
Okay.
So do I want to click bridge with Synapse?
Or no. You want to click bridge ETH.
That's not clickable.
Oh, then yeah, I guess bridge with Synapse. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
now now it's clickable.
Okay.
But it switched to a different screen. So I'll just go back to us and yeah, stop screen share. All right. So okay, so let's say I want to do it's saying connect wallet. I'll connect my wallet first, MetaMask.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta oh no, it's wanting to log into a different wallet. Nope, that's not what I want.
Okay. Let's do this. We're just gonna bridge this ETH right on in, baby.
I'm gonna do it. Like, why not?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it eventually. I might as well do it with a guide.
Yeah, baby. I'll walk you. I have done 6 and 8 hour long streams just helping people get into the game. Any questions?
This is wanting me to log into a different wallet, though. I'm trying to open MetaMask, but it's wanting me to open a trust wallet, which I don't even really use.
Oh yeah, don't. It should just be. Go to game.defikingdoms.com.
That's what I did.
Okay. And which blockchain you're on the DFK chain? Are you on?
I'm not on any chain, really. I just clicked this from the outside of the website.
Okay. Are you comfortable sharing your screen again?
Yeah.
And I'll walk you through it. Okay.
All right. So there's my Synapse.
So you're actually at the Synapse website here.
Right.
This works. Okay. So when you hit connect wallet.
Synapse now supports Solana. I don't care about that. Okay. All right.
So if you hit connect wallet, MetaMask, there you go.
Then it wants to open up. It opens up the trust wallet, not the.
Oh, that's weird. Okay. Then you can get off this. You're actually on the Synapse website. Let's go to the DFK, like game.defikingdoms.com.
All right.
Game.defikingdoms.
Basically, I'm going to click play. So I click play. Now it's on at game.defikingdoms.com.
Yep. Okay.
I show up in the upper left as anonymous.
Okay. All right. And then do you see the spot where it says bridge tokens, or are you okay?
So if I click up here, it doesn't say anything about bridge anything.
Yeah, you're right. Okay. So let's see. Maybe you have to let's set up a Crypto Crow profile real quick. Okay. Click on the person guy on the upper right-hand side.
Oh,
click on the guy.
Oh, connect wallet now. Okay. Maybe that'll.
Okay. Then let's see. DFK. Don't worry about putting in your email.
That wants me to open Trust Wallet too.
Huh. And you're on your desktop here trying. Is your MetaMask wallet installed on desktop?
Yeah. It's installed and I'm logged into it.
That's weird. I've never had that. See,
that's why we're doing this now, because random shit pops up. So I figured at least people will be able to know.
Yeah.
What's going on? Let me see. Read the DeFi tutorial.
But there won't be anything that helps you with that. That's something outside of this. There should be an option to open the MetaMask wallet, not the Trust wallet.
Yeah. And it's weird.
I have the Trust wallet also, but I've never had that issue.
I wonder if there's a way. It says I can remove it from Brave, but I don't want to. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Use Brave. It works great in the Brave browser. Yeah, never had such issues as well. So Swiss Crypto Guy, he's a stud. We've got all the DeFi Kingdoms folks in here. Born to Die 007, he's a third-party dev. Okay, enable the Trust Wallet extension.
I guess I will. Manage extension.
Trust temporarily. Swiss Crypto Guy. Swiss Crypto Guy is Karakit, my man. TuneFed. Disable trust. That's what TuneFed saying. Turn off Trust Wallet.
All right, let me see. I'll refresh and see what happens here.
Okay.
All right, now it looks like I'm okay. So this now it's opening my MetaMask. Okay.
Yeah, baby.
So it's saying Ethereum mainnet, arrow pointing to the right towards DFK chain mainnet.
Yeah, do
Wants
that.
me to switch network.
And then it will add the DFK chain network for you. You switch the network. There you go. Now you're here. Now upper right-hand corner. Let's see if the bridge tokens show up. Yeah, but we want to create profile. Do that real quick. So you can lock in the Crypto Crow name. Everyone will see this is Crypto Crow. So enter the name on the right-hand side, Crypto Crow. Hopefully that's available. That's 2T.
Probably not.
Create profile. Let's see. I'm a Crypto Grady. I'm Crypto Grady 1, Crypto Grady 2, Crypto Grady 3, Crypto Grady 4.
It's saying I don't have enough Jewel to. You do not have enough Jewel in your account to pay for transaction fees on DFK.
Okay, so we got to bridge first. So let's bridge.
All right, so I'll close out of that.
When you bridge the ETH, you're going to get a little bit of Jewel from Synapse.
Okay, so I close all of this.
Yeah, you can close that upper right-hand side. Bridge tokens. There it is, baby.
All right. So I'm going to go from
Ethereum, and this will change your wallet. Yep, Ethereum mainnet. Then you just go ahead and let it switch the network for you. Okay, and then you want to do hang on though. Hang on. Before you do that, at the bottom, change from Optimism to DFK chain.
Down here.
Huh. That's weird. Oh, it's because of Synapse. Change it to ETH, the SYN. You're right. Above. You were doing it right initially.
Oh.
Okay, change that to ETH. Okay, now try to change it to DFK. Yeah, there it is, baby. Okay, right. Now if you want to try 1 ETH or 3 ETH, baby, bridge. And then we're not seeing anything pop up. We're not seeing the pop-ups at all. So let's go.
I want some of those Gen Zeros.
Hey, I'll find you a good pair. We can look at that.
Yeah.
We can look at the right pair. That's, you know what? So you want to buy them as a pair, really.
Right, because you can't do anything with just one.
Yeah, and it has to be pairs that match up well on their genetics, which I can show you how to look at that. It's so cool. It went through. Did it go through?
It's still loading and pending.
Okay.
Like you're seeing it with me right now.
Okay. That is a pain in the ass.
I mean, it's all right.
Like when you hit so it's pending above. Yeah. So
because if each one of those Gen Zeros is like $1,800, you're gonna need at least 2. You're gonna need 2 Ethereum because I want to have enough for like Jewel,
right?
As well. You know what I mean? I want some left over to actually do shit.
Right. See, you might be able to like I would sell you an awesome pair of Gen Zeros. Or you might be able to find somebody that would, but I can check and see. So I'm back in the tavern. The floor was that Berserker. So ideally, you want to pair the Berserker with a Seer. Okay, because that's what can make a Shapeshifter. A Shapeshifter is a super cool hero in the game. And a Shapeshifter pairs with the Bard, baby. Okay, so there's ways to So there's this.
I'll let you go through some of this other stuff while I'm waiting to see how long it takes for this bridge to go through.
Adventures and DeFi Kingdoms and DFK. Forgot. Let's see. DF. Let's see. Do I have a? No. Adventures in DFK. Normally I have a tab open of that. There's a third.
I want the like legit badass Gen Zeros. I want to create everything.
I love this, man. So I'm coming. The Adventures in DFK. They're a guild. They're my people. And website. Let's see. They have their devs, their third-party devs. They have a website called ADFK, Adventures in DeFi Kingdoms. Okay, I'm looking for the website. Adventures in DeFi Kingdoms, baby, has this awesome website, free. There is a paid part of it too if you go real deep into it. Okay, member count, browse channels. Where the heck is their website? Damn it. What's the website? People. ADFK website test. What does that mean?
Okay, so
website
it stopped saying loading, but it still says pending at the top.
Okay. And so the transaction on the Ethereum wallet side, has that gone through yet?
I'm not sure which is which. There's still an orange one pending circling at the top of the screen, but the bridge loading button, it says bridge, but it's still gray and not clickable. So something's still processing.
Okay.
Let me see if now it's out of my wallet. So and it says confirmed. It's confirmed on Ethereum that the 3 Ethereum are gone.
Really?
Yeah.
Beautiful. So that means, so then it should happen fairly quickly on the Synapse side. You know, some of the bridges can take 30 minutes, but on Synapse, I've seen it happen. Like you might just refresh your DFK, now switch. You can now go back to the DFK chain and see if it's there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Sometimes it happens fast. Okay. Actually, here's what I'm going to do. If you come to the castle, you can look, and maybe we'll get you. This dreamer kind of alluded to this. We can get you in the castle. Crow, view apps. Okay. All right. This is where a lot of the apps are. Okay. Then there's third-party devs like Born to Die 007, who's in the chat. Apps, Adventures in DeFi Kingdoms. Also, DFK alerts. We've got, man, there's some new ones. DFK Helper is a big one. And good friends. DFK History. DFK Quester. DFK Quester is Born to Die 007. All right. All these are friends of mine. All these different third-party apps. The very top one here is Adventures in DeFi Kingdoms. View now. Okay. Let's continue to app. All right. So it's adfk.app. Hello, Grady. They changed that. That's beautiful. It even gives you updated pricing here on the tokens. So, okay. And then when you come to, they have updated all of this. Hero data. This is all changed. Okay. So when I'm in DFK and I come down here to the tavern, which is where you buy heroes. Okay. And so, and you come down here and you click Generation 0, Tavern Agent Gen 0. We're looking at the floor. So what we can do here, what the heck? Okay. Highlight. Hello. Are you kidding me?
Where should I be looking for the Ethereum that I bridged over?
Okay. That should pop up right on the DFK chain. If you go to the trader, like in the marketplace, you go to the marketplace and the trader.
Okay. All right. I'm there.
All right. And so, and then you open up the trader, click on the Ethereum, and it'll show you. Yeah. Look at Jewelers Crypto Guild, who's got a YouTube channel talking DeFi Kingdoms all the time. Okay. All right. So that might take a little time because it's Ethereum and it drives us all nuts and it's slow.
Yeah, it's still not there. So
Okay, that's okay.
sorry.
No worries.
Okay.
All right.
Hopefully I didn't just throw 6
No.
grand to the wind.
No, you didn't. I've done it a million times. I haven't done a whole. I've done it before from the Ethereum chain before, for
Okay.
sure. So this is new. You click on the hero number down here, and it says copied ID to click. I was trying to highlight it and copy paste that, but they keep updating everything to make it easier. So I copied the hero number. This is a Crystal Veil Gen Zero Berserker. He originated and he's a Crystal Veil hero. Okay. So when I come to ADFK and hit view details, this tells me all about the hero. He's a berserker. The subclass is a warrior. Profession is a miner. It's a rare. He's level 8. He's a Gen 0 with infinity summons. Okay. It shows the XP because you want to level these heroes up. That's part of it. They get XP when they quest. All right. And then it gives the stats on the back of the card. On the back of all these hero cards is their stats. You got strength, agility, endurance, wisdom, dex, vitality, intelligence, and luck. 8 stats. Okay. And so what makes this interesting is and there's 4 options for gathering professions. They're either a miner, a fisher, a gardener, or a forager. So there's 4 profession quests. Then there's also there's 8 different crafting professions. So we're going to have heroes that specialize in crafting, heroes that specialize in battling like PvE. We'll have heroes that specialize in questing. In this scenario, this Generation 0 rare berserker warrior, beautiful, is a miner. He's an awesome. Berserkers are phenomenal miners. Here's why. Miners, when questing, first of all, you have the profession stat level. In this case, he's an 11.1 level miner, 11.1 stats on his mining
what?
stat. Okay. And so when he quests as a miner, 2/3 of the questing outcome is based on how high this mining level is. Currently, he's a level 11 miner. Essentially, you could look at that, or a stat level 11 miner. Okay, and 2/3 of the questing outcome, you have your base loot that he can get when he's questing, and then you increase the chances of getting better loot as you increase this mining level, which is separate from the overall hero level. He's a level 8. He's a level 8 berserker, but his mining level is level 11. The other 1/3 of the questing outcome is based on the stats. And specifically, if he's a miner, you send him mining. It looks miners are strength and endurance. Okay.
So
All right.
okay. So here's the thing. So
Yep.
real quick,
Yep.
the hard detail stuff like this,
Too much.
yeah, I want to save that for maybe a follow-up.
Okay.
Because ideally what I want to do, just getting into it, is
Right.
I want to get my heroes. I want to know what to do with my heroes. Kind of the broad stroke of things, because I know that this rabbit hole goes so deep that
right.
What's that orange one? I want some of those.
This is a legendary.
Yeah, that's what
actually
I want.
A hell of a good deal.
What's the biggest, highest ranking? That's what I want. I don't
mythic.
Okay, mythic. I want mythics.
Okay, so for example, I do have. See, it's going to be hard to find a good pair because you want to look at all these different factors. It gets a little bit complex. What's the floor for a mythic? Okay, the floor for a mythic? No way.
Holy
no
cow.
way. No way. The mythic floor. Was that the mythic floor for a Gen 0? You can search it here on the side. I'm just searching for mythics. Holy smokes. No way. That's ridiculous. So that's like way overpriced, I would say. Hang on. I'll hook you up a lot cheaper than that. So 995. That's about 1 million crystal
Jesus.
times 0.016. That's $16,000.
I don't want a mythic.
No.
I see everyone in chat laughing.
Oh my gosh. So I'll sell you a mythic way cheaper.
Yeah, that's kind of insane. Like maybe I'll build up to that or something if that's where the prices are. But so my ETH is finally hit the trader.
Okay, so then go to the trader.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you don't want to overdo it because the price impact.
Okay.
So start with like 0.5 ETH since you sent in 3. Do 0.5 ETH into Joule.
Okay. Can I 50?
So I just switched to the Clayton. Okay.
It's not letting me really change how much. I can either do max or 50%.
Okay, go ahead and share your screen, but you should be able to just type in on the Ethereum 0.5 ETH. Can you do point?
No, it's not letting me.
0.1 even. Really? Go ahead and share your screen.
Okay, all right.
We can look at my Gen Zeros. Okay. All right, so where it says from, right below the word from, highlight that part. That's where you can type it in, yeah. And type in even like 0.1. 0.1 is fine. 0.1 ETH. And so that'll buy you 819 Joule. The price impact is only 0.1%. So that's good. You could do more. If you want to do 0.5 is fine. Okay. But that might be, if you're wanting to buy Gen Zeros.
No, don't do that much.
And the price impact is 0.54. That's not too bad. Maybe do 0.25. And that way you can even like DCA a little bit with Joule. Approve ETH. And you're familiar with DeFi a little bit?
Yeah, all the slippage and stuff with the liquidity and all that. Yeah, I get it. 0.27, that's all right. So go ahead and approve it.
Yeah, so it's not much of a price impact there. No biggie. All right. And
custom spending cap. This allows the third party. Oh
yeah. I think the max Joule you can buy in one purchase, I want to say, is like 50,000 at a time. Yeah. Yeah. See what Styx is saying? 100% into Joule is quite literally the only way. But the problem is, if he's wanting to buy Gen Zeros.
All right. So it's approve ETH view on DK Explorer. So I guess that's done.
Yep.
All right.
Okay. Well, okay. Now swap.
Oh.
Yeah. Confirm. And you might want to do, I always do before you hit confirm on the trade there, I'll do more gas. I'll do there's low, average, and
okay.
I'll
speed it up.
Yeah, and it'll happen like that. Because literally there's millions of transactions on this blockchain every day. And so it's still a fraction of a penny. I'll up my gas every time I trade or do anything on DefiKingdoms, the DFK chain.
Okay. Oh, it didn't give me, I didn't see an option to do that.
Oh, really?
Oh, speed up now. I just had to go back again.
Oh, no. You don't need to do that. It's okay.
Oh.
So I'll show you, like, is mine showing? No, it's not. Is it? Oh, we're on your, never mind. You're good.
All right. So I have 2,042 Joule now.
Yes. Okay. So if you want to buy a Gen Zero hero, and that's like your biggest thing, right?
Right.
That what you just said? Okay. So
Because you got to have the heroes to really do anything else, right?
right.
So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So here's I'm going to show you a couple things here. All right. So we're looking at right here. I've got this mythic seer,
Mm-hmm.
level 15 mythic seer. Okay. The seer's a gardener, which seers are great gardeners. Okay. And then that seer for me is paired with this, not foraging berserker. I've got a mining berserker, and I'll kind of show you what that means. This is a pretty big decision. Like, okay, this is the mining, right? Mining berserker. All right. And so I can paste and then hit compare. All right. And so it's going to show these two heroes side by side. Right here, you see Mythic Seer, and this is adfk.app. Okay. Adventures in DeFi Kingdoms, baby. They're a guild. They're third-party devs. They've got a little mini game built also that you can use your heroes in their game. Okay. So this seer it's a seer monk gardener. And it goes with the berserker. The berserker scholar, it's rare, a rare berserker. They're both generation 0 heroes. Okay. And then as you scroll down here, a little further, you hit summoning chances. Okay. It looks at the genetics here, and you want to see lots of mustard, as the Mythic Squad calls it. Mustard. Seers, berserker. That means they can mutate. All right. And so, this pair actually has 3 abilities in their genes that can mutate, which is phenomenal. Okay. All right. So then you got visual genetics. And then here, summoning chances. All right. So when we summon these two heroes together, you've got a 30% chance to get a berserker, 30% chance to get a seer. Just like we said, a 14% chance to get a shapeshifter.
I like that. That's
What
cool.
makes this pair so valuable? Here's what makes the pairs so damn valuable is the abilities built into the heroes, which you can now see. You click on the genes, you've got an active 1, active 2, passive 1, and passive 2 ability on all your heroes. And this is huge in the game, big in the game, having these abilities. And the ability tree in these heroes function just like the hero tree that I was showing you. In the hero tree, okay, back in the Unity Guild. We are in the Unity Guild. Okay. And we had the hero tree up earlier. Let's pull this back up. And I can send you all of these charts. These charts make it real easy.
Oh yeah, it looks super easy.
Like these charts.
It's like looking at a bunch of periodic tables. But
I know.
That's cool. I mean, I love how deep it is. That's the whole point of this for me.
That's
is
what
just
makes
diving
it
into
so
something
fun.
new. Mhm.
Like this is a chart, profession chart by hero class. You've got fishing, foraging, gardening, and mining. There's 4 professions. And this is the main thing we've been doing for the last 2 years playing this game. Fishing, foraging, gardening, and mining. And it literally just tells you the best fishers, the best foragers, the best gardeners, and the best miners. That's that chart.
Mhm.
So an awesome miner right here, for example, is a berserker. And I can explain what makes him an awesome miner. An awesome gardener is a seer. They're right at the top. A seer gardener is 130 profession, okay. So that's that chart. And I can share all these charts with you. Okay. So in the hero class tree.
While you're talking about this stuff, should I be trying to get more Jewel?
Go ahead and do another purchase of Jewel. In fact, just put it all into Jewel. Unless you want a DCA. You want to do a little DCA? Like just do DCA 0.25 ETH like for the next few days. And then as far as buying a Gen Zero, the community and myself can help you with that.
Okay, so I'm gonna go from ETH.
And we'll gladly take the jewel instead of the crystal. So you won't need to buy crystal to buy a Gen Zero if you buy it from somebody from the community, and I can help you with that. You can either buy a pair of mine, or you can I can find you an awesome pair from tons of trusted dudes in the community.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, like I want to start off with good stuff. That way,
Yeah.
you know.
So I've got phenomenal pairs that I'm happy to sell you at a reasonable price, cheaper than what you'll find them in the. We'll go below the price of the decks. Of the Tavern.
Okay.
Okay. So, like, especially for the Berserker, I'll go below the floor for this rare Berserker, and then we'll have to figure out what is a fair price for the Mythic Seer. But I can send you this pair. So, a huge part of the heroes, though, an important part is the profession class. Notice how this miner's 20. He's a 20 level miner. Okay, so he's a great miner as a hero class because he's high on strength stats and endurance stats. Strength and endurance. Okay. And then we've got this Seer. That's a phenomenal pair too. I've got a double mythic pair. This a thief goes with an archer. We'll look at that. So I can give you options, baby.
I like the thief and archer. I like that kind of pair.
Yes, because when we were looking at the summoning tree, thieves and archers go together.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So what does a thief and archer? What can they ultimately?
A thief and an archer makes a dark knight.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah,
that's what I want.
Where did that damn summoning tree go? Damn it. I used to have all these on my computer. I couldn't find them.
I officially have 23,743 jewel.
Oh, baby. I love it. Let's go. Like this, there's several simple charts that break everything down. Like here's a leveling chart. Just basic charts to make it simple. And this is even a chart on the loot that you can get when questing. Okay. And I'll show you how to quest the heroes.
Yeah.
It's easy peasy. And then we can hook you up with somebody like Zellies to even automate the questing for you.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. DFK helper. That's what they do. They're also in the castle. Okay. And what I'm looking
for. Hypothetically, let's say I got these Gen Zeros or whatever, and I'm basically summoning new heroes into existence for free, right?
Right. Yeah, but you have to pay crystal, and you'd want to do that actually in Jade. So you use the power tokens to summon.
So let's say I wanted to like help bring people into the game. Okay. And I do a stream and I'm like, I'm going to give away today's summon.
Yep.
And I could
do it every day. It happens every day.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's probably what I'll do.
It's profitable because when you summon these heroes together, you're going to get a Gen 1 10 out of 10. Those are the next best hero you can have is a Gen 1 10 out of 10 as far as summoning goes, because it's very cheap to summon those Gen 1s 10 out of 10. Okay. And so I'll summon my Gen Zeros together and then sell my Gen 1 10 out of 10s.
So you're staking jewel to get crystal to pay for the summons that you're summoning.
Yeah. And I provide liquidity. So the staking of jewel, I get more jewel. But when I provide liquidity and yield farm, I get crystal. And Jade is on the Clayton blockchain. Jade is half the price of crystal right now, and it shouldn't be. They have the exact same function, exact same tokenomics. Okay, but I can explain why crystal is double the price of Jade. But everybody is summoning on the Clayton blockchain because it's half the price to summon. So literally, it's 60 Jade to summon your Gen Zeros, which right now is, what is that? So it's like 40 cents. You get a Gen 1, sometimes that Gen 1 might be worth, okay, like $5.
Mhm.
Now, it used to be that everything was 10x or 100x the price. So it used to be that a floor hero was $500 to buy a hero.
You know what? Real quick, I just saw
Yeah.
an interesting comment.
Okay.
The X Cracker. I'm sorry, but we aren't going to get the help Crow is going to. I can't spend this amount of, I'm assuming he said time and money. So I want to make this. I think ultimately I get what he's saying, right? Because this is what I'm slowing you down from like this rabbit hole, right? But I think ultimately and that's kind of the goal here is that I want to keep things at the top level, kind of. And you know, people are saying Crow is a whale, this and that. Okay. So yes, I mean, I guess by some standards I'd be considered a whale, but people don't have to do what I'm doing or put as much into it to build up over time, right? Like this, I'm just kind of being like, I want to get in this. I want the best. I have some throwaway Ethereum on a wallet. I can do that, right? But effectively, let's just say you got some of the, like, let's say I minted or I summoned a couple, right, over a week or something. I summoned a couple good ones. And then a new player came and said, hey, I want to win one. And I gave somebody 2 pairs that they can start summoning their own and doing their own thing.
That's right.
What is the likelihood that they're able to grow into a position of potentially like a whale over time, especially given where things are now in the market, just starting to come up, just starting to get more beneficial? Because the more people that get into this, the better everybody ultimately does in terms of a speculative value, right? But we haven't even really dove into the gameplay yet. So I guess that's my question. Like, are people that are watching this that are new say, oh, well, Crow just degened into 3 Ethereum. I don't even have 3 Ethereum. This isn't going to be any good for me. That's not true. Is it? That's not.
You're right. So this is the floor hero. That is like 60 cents. You can buy heroes for 60 cents right now.
Yeah.
And actually I switched to the Clayton blockchain because I have my Gen Zeros on Clayton because I summon on Clayton. Okay. Now the floor heroes on Crystal Vale are probably like 50 cents. You can buy heroes. All heroes are good in this game. I've got over 2,000 heroes, Crow, and I've got 19 Gen Zeros. Okay.
Jesus.
Yeah. Right.
All right, Grady.
Yeah, baby. Okay. And so, but I lost $500,000 in the Harmony bridge hack. I lost my ass.
Yeah.
On the Harmony. I mean, it devastated all of us. Okay. So a lot of what I did on the Harmony bridge hack, you know what I did? Because I didn't know what to do. I couldn't get my money out of Harmony. I bought up a bunch of DefiKingdoms heroes. That's what I did.
Yeah.
And then you can bridge your heroes off. Okay.
Right.
So, all right. So we're looking here. So right here, when you hit buy heroes at the agent, it has the floor immediately. And usually the floor heroes are just the way to go. If you're just wanting it to get in with $25 or something.
Yeah. Cause I would suggest anybody new,
right,
just to get in the cheapest route, learn everything over time. Right. And then kind of as you're building, maybe you start investing into more expensive, more prestigious, whatever. I'm just a degen. That's all. Like, it's like, I don't have any idea what I'm doing in any of this yet. I just figure I want to start with what I can the best way first.
Yeah.
Because I have more Ethereum in this case than I do time to like build up into that. But that's kind of the beauty of these kinds of games is you can start really small with what you've got and build over time.
That's right. And you'll have fun doing it. You'll quest and get rewards. And then when crafting is right around the corner, that's when the utility for the items in the game have massive upside. So when you quest, you get items and they're ERC20 tokens that you get bloater fish, for example. Okay. When you quest, you get ragweed, and there's several people in this stream, actually Mythic Squad right here. Mythic Squad, highlight these guys. Okay. Mythic Squad does regular streams. Sticks Intern does regular streams. Shane, maybe, unless that's a different Shane. There's About Life Podcast, the Jewelers Crypto Guild. They do regular streams helping new people come into the game. They'll bring them right on stream and hold their hand all right through it. Okay. And so what I'm doing with Crow here is helping them make a decision on to buy Gen Zero heroes. In this case, we're looking at this seer that's mythic. Okay. And I couldn't believe the mythic floor for Gen Zeros was ridiculously stupid high. What was it? 16 or 17 grand. So in the floor for a Berserker Gen Zero was $1,800. It's like, damn. So that's gone up. Now it used to be the floor of Gen Zeros were between $2,000 and $3,000, like consistently, or like 1,800, 1,900, but usually around 2,500, give or take, for the longest of times, even through the bear. Then they
which is technically a good sign because it shows that there's still significant value here, and that once we get into 2024, 2025, there's no telling. So you could potentially get a couple heroes for $20 or to 60 cents. And those could be worth more, you know, in months or a year or however long. So you just play and you generate what you can in the meantime.
One time somebody bought a Gen Zero for $250,000.
Jesus.
Yeah. So, and it's because they're finite. There's never going to be more of them. And they're profitable. Like you compare like a Bored Ape Yacht, you know, NFT to a DFK hero. All of us DFK maxi, you know, gurus are like, why would anybody want to like, even though, but I love the Bored Ape community. So that wasn't a stab, but you know,
I actually saw somebody yesterday with the license plate Bored Ape Yacht Club.
I love it. I love it.
I was like, holy cow, I've never seen that.
Loudmouth, you know, with his Bored Ape. I love that community. I even bought a Lazy Ape, you know, so, but you compare the NFTs here, there's so much utility here and they're profitable. It makes sense that these would be worth more than something like a Bored Ape in my book. Okay. So in this case, what we're looking for is heroes that have the abilities, active and passive abilities that match. Having 3 is huge. To find a pair of Gen Zeros that has 3 that match, and they don't only match, like this is a higher chance, 17.5% chance to get an advanced ability Gen 1 hero. This is about a 15% chance to get an advanced ability Gen 1 hero in your passive 2. And you're okay. So in the abilities, there's basic abilities, advanced abilities, elite abilities, and exalted abilities. Just like with hero classes, you have basic heroes, you have advanced heroes, elite heroes, and exalted heroes. Okay. So the best asset in the game, a lot of people would say, are Gen Zero heroes. Yeah. Okay. This is the Mad Board. The Boar Hunts have just come out, brand new, just released like a month ago. Okay. So what we're looking for with these Gen Zero pairs, that's the main thing. You want to look at abilities that match. And so you summon these together, and those Gen 1s with advanced abilities or multiple advanced abilities are worth a lot. This is where it gets real profitable. Then when the bull run comes, you might be, you know, making $20, $30, $40, $50 on these Gen 1 heroes if you want to sell them, or if you just want to build your army. A lot of people will buy Gen 0 pairs, summon them, and summon the babies, start summoning, you know, their different heroes together and build their army that way. Okay.
Yeah, this is ultimately like Axie Infinity with like lots and lots and lots and lots of steroids and growth hormone and all kinds of stuff thrown in.
Right.
But it's actually kind of a game that it has some playability.
Yeah, so the game, so
Axie
listen,
Infinity, and I got so bored I got out of it.
Right. So like the game, let's talk about that just for a second.
Yeah.
I just got into Champions Arena, Gala game, AAA rated, awesome game. Okay. Super fun, really clean, classy games is covering it. It's like classy looking, awesome graphics, all this and that. But it's exactly the same type of game that DefiKingdoms is. It's 3v3. The other guy's got 3 heroes. You've got 3 heroes. You're going against them with a skill codex. So your heroes that you buy on Champions Arena, they have skills. They have a skill codex, and you're trying to kill the other guy's team. Okay, you're going against each other, and it's like all this strategy involved. let me tell you right now, the DeFi Kingdom skill codex is 10x or maybe 5x that of Champions Arena, maybe 10x. The complexity, it's what makes it esport level. It's big brains. This isn't AAA rated game. Graphics wise, it doesn't look as cool, but the foundation of the NFTs.
I personally love the graphics of DeFi Kingdoms. It's one of the things that drew me in.
It's nostalgic.
I think yes, it's so nostalgic, man. I mean, like this is the shit I grew up with. So to me, this is great. I feel like 95% of the games today are all super flashy, high-end graphics, and it's almost like it's all running together for me anymore. Right. So when I see really creative, really fun, like animated pixel art, Ultima Online style type stuff, I love this shit. So to each their own, but I love it.
Ah, you're speaking my language.
Like I love these cards. Like I absolutely love these hero cards.
I do too. You are speaking my language. Okay. So, all right. So this was an example of I love it, Crow. I love you, man. Newfound respect for Crow, boys and girls. He is not getting paid. And my eyes have been so open.
This cost me $6,000.
Yeah, right. So do you guys have any idea? My eyes have been opened as I've grown my YouTube channel. I'm still small. I'm brand new, just coming into the space, and my eyes have been so open how there's a lot of content creators out there that will not cover a project unless they're paid. And I'm like, really? Like good ones, cool. And I'm not actually throwing stones at them for that. There's nothing wrong with that. No judgment at all. But when I saw Crow giving DeFi Kingdoms a shout out, I knew he wasn't getting paid for this. This is just like, this man wears his heart on his sleeve and he just follows his conviction. And it's like built from the same. For
better or worse.
For better or for worse. Same. I've never gotten paid a dime on anything I've ever done. Ever on my YouTube channel. Okay. So, but nothing wrong with paid either. So don't get me wrong there at all. Okay.
Yeah, no, as long as everybody's honest and they disclose it, I don't have a problem with it. That's why I always tell everybody to be very wary of people outside of the US because they definitely don't like to disclose when they don't have to. And that always freaks me out.
Right. And I've seen a lot here lately.
No, you're going to see a lot more. That's the thing, man. Like, people know I'm not a clout chaser because I know so much stuff about just everybody. And it's like, I don't air anybody out. Like, it's just not my way. To each their own. As long as people aren't getting hurt, I just leave people alone to do their thing. It's just, I've seen some tactics by some people that they just love these. I'm thinking of one in particular. They just love this guy for whatever reason. He's always kind of giving me the willies, and then I saw he's like, talks about like he'll buy something, talk about it, dump it on the heads of everybody, but he thinks it's okay because he tells them to do the same thing. And I'm like, they don't have YouTube channels. Like they can't do that. So I don't know, man. To each their own. But yeah, man, I just call it as I see it. I just saw something really cool, and I thought, well, I don't know shit about this, so yeah.
I follow. My whole thing with my YouTube channels, I look for teams with strong core values that follow the golden rule, looking out for the best interests of the community, even over their own best interests, with big brains tokenomics that are talented, that are gifted at what they do. Teams that are strong with all these things. That's my biggest thing. That's why I started my YouTube channel. And that's why I'm so big on DeFi Kingdoms.
I'm with you. Let's look at the so a lot of people are asking about the PvE and the gameplay. So let's just assume that I get a couple of these heroes and I start playing later and I come back to this when I've got my heroes and I'm like, okay, now what do? I want to play. I want to like beat people up or kill monsters or something. What can I do with these guys?
Okay. All right. So when on this side, you're going to find boar hunts, but you won't find the boar hunts on the Clayton blockchain. Okay. You're only going to find those on the DFK chain, but it will come on the Clayton blockchain. So, okay. There's a reason why it's not currently on the Clayton blockchain, but it's coming. So you do that from the DFK chain. 90% of all of DFK's total transactions are done on the DFK chain. There's not a whole lot going on the Clayton blockchain, except summoning that's where you want to be to summon because it's so cheap. Okay, so when you're on the DFK chain, there's all these different things. The Bazaar, we could get into that. George has talked about the Mythic swap that's coming. This is from Frisky Fox. basically developed out the Mythic swap. Bullish for jewel holders and the jeweler, by the way. The Mythic swap is. Okay. All right. So in here, we're going to find the boar hunts. And so I've been so busy, Crow, traveling. It was so funny. I was on Sergeant Filthy McNasty's stream the other night, and I got scolded. I haven't done a single boar hunt yet.
Uh-oh.
So we need to get Kong. Kong, are you there? You want to come on? Who wants to come on and do boar hunts? But I've watched tons of videos. So I've watched all my guys in your chat right now. I've watched them do boar hunts, like tons of videos of it. Void hunts. Okay. So you got to sign in. You click void hunts.
So your heroes have to be level 10 plus to do the board hunt?
No, they could be level 1.
Oh, okay.
But it's just like way more ideal.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Start hunt prep. And actually here, I want to go to my wallet. I got to show off. I got to flex some badass heroes, baby. I've got some of the best heroes in the game. Like if you want to buy heroes too, Gen Zeros are hands down by far the best to buy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, by far in the game. I don't care if it's a Mythic Dread Knight. Your Gen Zero is gonna hold up better. Okay, so what am I doing? I'm not switching network. I'm going to this account, but it's really fun to have a Mythic Dread Knight or a legendary Dread Knight. So I click on the left-hand side. I click my heroes. Maybe you got to refresh. Got to let the RP or the okay, there it is. It's kicking in. There we go. All right. So when I click my heroes here, baby. Okay. And I'm going to sort by level. Descending. Let me flex here a little bit. I've got, ascending. Okay. Not my level 1 guys. What? Descending it is. All right. Yeah, I'm on Crypto Grady 1. Not buy heroes. I'm going to click heroes here on the left-hand side. Click my heroes. Okay. These are my for sale heroes. All right. Check this out. I've got a level 20, which is the highest currently. They're going to open it up here at some point where we'll be able to level our heroes up to level 30, which is nuts. Okay. Just level 20 is nuts. Level 15 is nuts. So that's a big part of it. This Perilous Journey badge is huge because there's also land that you can buy. And land is also finite like the Gen Zeros.
Oh, shit. All right. I didn't know there was a land component to this.
There is. And you'll be able to make money. The PvE part, people are going to, these guilds, you have to own land to be a guild. And you're going to be able, functions of the game are going to happen on people's lands. And so like you're traveling, doing these, like there's going to be tournaments for land.
It's like Entropia Universe, but in like pixel art.
Yeah. And you're going to have to go through people's land and have to pay fees to pass through or do battles, different things like that. Okay. So land will be profitable. And
I will say I got Crypto Crow. I am now Crypto Crow.
Okay, good.
And DeFi Kingdom.
Good. So I've got this level 20 legendary Perilous Journey Thief Fisher baby monster. He's got 63 luck and 45 agility. That's fishing anyways. So this is going to be a monster PvP hero, like for board hunts or different things. I've got this mythic Perilous Journey archer monster, Dex 54, intelligence 31, so it's the foraging archer, which archers are great foragers. Level 17 ninja baby. Okay.
I see George in chat.
Oh, George is in the house, baby. Yes. We even had Dreamer in the house, George. Okay. So all these monsters, and it's really fun. So like if you come to the tavern, this is something maybe you could consider if you want, Crow, and you buy heroes, you can search over here. Let's say you want a Dread Knight, and let's say you want a Mythic. I wonder what the hell the floor is of this. The mythic dread. Holy smokes. But that's reasonable. 188,000 crystal.
That's like 1,800, right?
Gosh dang.
I mean, the prices are pretty, like that's, yeah. I mean, for any newcomer without like money to burn in crypto,
yeah,
I would definitely say start small and build.
Start small. Yeah, you're way better off buying a Gen Zero. You are way better off buying a Gen Zero than buying this.
Yeah.
So
who's this? Bolin?
Bolon's in the house. Dreamer's in the house. Yeah, Dread Knight is the rarest, most advanced class. That's right. Okay.
Wow.
But people, I
used to play a Dark Knight in EverQuest back in the day.
Oh, see? Now
Dark Knights are my favorite class.
Dude, Bolon's in the house.
I was told there was a party.
Apparently, welcome aboard.
So this man just bought how much, Jewel Crow?
About 24,000.
My man
to start out.
My man. I love it. Okay. And so yeah, Dread Knights are the highest class, and then like spell bows, they'll be cheaper. Dread Knights are going to be hard to get. I don't even have a legendary Dread Knight. I've always wanted Bolon. I've always wanted a legendary or mythic Dread Knight.
All I've got's a rare that I bought.
Yeah, same.
I tried to do better, and I bought a common and a mythic to dark summon together, and I got like a rare wizard, and I was like, oh well, okay, that didn't work.
Oh yeah. So look, the floor. So check out this spell bow. This might actually be a deal. He was dark summoned. Okay, who's got that? Mega's got that. Mega might have been in the chat. Okay, but the floor. Oh, this is an advanced ability, toxic. Okay, and the passive ability, mythic spell bow.
That's badass.
This is badass. And what is that? That's like $25 or something.
So if that's $25, you could potentially. How many do you need when you go on hunts or you do
3.
this or that? How many heroes do you ultimately need?
You need 3 for the. Okay. And Bolon, I'm so glad you're here.
I think
you want to share your screen and do
it. My math right.
Okay, we come to the void hunts, right? To battle. Isn't that right?
Yep.
Okay, so sign. This is my first battle, Bolon. You can help me.
That still makes me sad, but
I know. Okay, so this does say level 10 plus. Do they have to be a minimum level of 10?
So they don't have to be.
Okay.
But the boars will be a minimum of level 10.
Oh, so
they don't have to be, but it's recommended.
I see. Okay, and so you're going to pick 3 heroes, and there's so much strategy. There's a guy in the community named Wowie, and Wowie has you want to talk about a spreadsheet, my man. Okay,
oh yeah.
Wowie, I think I've got, yeah, here it is. Wowie has the master spreadsheet, and it's available to anybody. I'm going to put it right here in the chat, and I'll share it with you, Crow. Paste. Okay, and then private chat. There it is, Crow, paste.
Okay. So this is turns out here bragging about how he's won with a level 6 and a level 7.
Oh.
And like, here's the thing. It is possible with the right heroes, but I would definitely not start there. Like, start with level 10s, figure out your strategy. Then you can kind of see like, okay, this guy's only level 7, but he has just the luckiest rolls on health. So I'm just going to throw him in as a tank anyway. And
yeah.
You can pull that off, but I would not recommend it for your first fight.
Right. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So the skill codexes are insane with these heroes. So on this Wowie spreadsheet, and he'll get on here and stream with Matty Pesk with Boxside Chats, and they will do Crow. They'll do 6 or 8 hour long streams on just one hero's skill codex alone.
Jesus.
No kidding.
Yeah.
And that's not even counting the active and passive traits, the abilities.
I'm married, right? Like, I think my wife would beat the shit. She would climb me like a tree and officially beat the shit out of me if I did a 7-hour live stream about a damn game. She would just murder me.
I have a rule. Here's I've talked about this on stream, Crow. If your significant other doesn't like how much money you're spending in DeFi Kingdoms, here's what you do. Here's what you got to do. Here's what you tell them. You say, woman, there's the door. Don't let it hit you on the backside on the way out in this house. Here's what we do. We do DeFi Kingdoms. We sleep, eat, and breathe DeFi Kingdoms, baby. Let's go. Okay.
Luckily for me, she supports anything I do, but yeah, like, you know, she gets to do her salsa dancing 24 hours a day. I get all my crypto shit. So fair trade.
Let's go.
I see Dreamer's back in.
Yeah, get in here, Dreamer.
I'm gonna be popping in and out. I got another call in 5 minutes, but yeah, I was listening and watching. You know, so Crow, you like Dark Knights? We got some pretty sick Dark Knights in the,
I'm seeing it
in the game. You know, we talked about the classes that are live, and you know, pretty much every class you can use in the hunt with like basic attacks. But there's 4 that are live with their full skill sets available. I'm so excited when Dark Knight gets there. Not there yet, but it's gonna be epic.
Dark Knights make pretty good tanks now, though, because they've got high health pools and their basic attacks are decent enough that they actually make okay tanks. I've seen some people running them as off meta, and I mean, it works.
I would love to see a necromancer class that spawns its own babies, its own undead like sub heroes.
I do want a necromancer. And just like, yeah, that would be epic. We still got what, I don't even know how many more classes, 8, 9 to be released that don't even exist yet.
Yeah.
Dreamer's doing the math for me. Thank you, Dreamer.
Like 7 or 8. But yeah, it's gonna be sick. We gotta have a necromancer in there for a while, because you know we talked about different realms being or different blockchains being different realms. You know, there's a time when we were like, oh, an undead realm on Phantom with a necromancer would be sick, and like all the heroes burned could like come back. You know, a lot of potential out there. We'll see which direction we go with the opportunities that arise. But I'm really curious, Crow, as you get more familiarized with DFK, what you think a potential realm could be on Cardano, and like what that, you know, what classes, if you're
an absolute really underworld realm on Cardano, baby. I will rule
said in the chat.
The kingdom.
Somebody said they wanted an underworld realm on Cardano.
That was me. I just said it.
Oh, baby.
All right.
Yeah, it was like the realm that never sleeps on
and
Cardano.
It just swallows all the other blockchains and turns them into dastardly ghouls.
I love this, man. Okay, so I've got a priest here in the back. I've got an archer in the middle and a warrior in the front. He's like a tank. I think that's a decent possible, you know, combo there from what I've heard.
You're right, George. That's what I'm working on.
Uh-huh. Oh, baby.
You prepping Whirlwind there, Grady? You gonna bring some Whirlwind in with that warrior?
Oh, so this is my first boar hunt, Dreamer.
Let's get it.
I know. Sticks and everybody and Sergeant was like, what? You've never done a boar hunt yet? Okay, so
Pro, as we go through this, there's a lot of strategy. There's only 4 heroes live, but if you look in, each hero has 3 different tracks, and you can mix and match each skill set. There's a lot of mechanics here that go into the stats on the back of the card, so you can look here and be like, all right, if I want to heal, what goes into healing? Well, you see right there, 1 times wisdom, or 3 times wisdom plus 1 times intelligence. Now you're like, hey, wisdom and intelligence are going to impact this skill. So now you go to your hero and you're like, wow, this hero that I was going to put in here has really crap wisdom. Is there, you know, you can start to just look at the numbers. And then in the game, you can see how the abilities interact with the enemies that you're fighting. Some abilities you want, they'll interrupt certain attacks. Sometimes you don't want to interrupt an attack because something bad happens. It isn't just button mashing. It isn't just like brainless, throw in a numbers game. There's a lot of strategy here, and I'm gonna have to hop here now in a minute. But as you got Grady here and Bull on, I'm excited to see your hunt. Make sure you throw that Whirlwind in there. Not a lot of people use it because they don't think it's like good damage. But I come out of the gates and I Whirlwind, flip them around, and I have a high win percentage, Bull on. So
sounds like dueling words.
Don't do the Whirlwind.
Well, hey, we can just do it for fun.
Whirlwind is an awesome ability, but it's all about AoE damage, like hitting all 3 boars. Yeah. And the biggest strategy that you want in the boar fight is not spreading your damage. You want to focus your damage. You want to kill 1 boar, then kill the second, then kill the third. because the boars have a really good heal. And so if you're doing damage to all three, they're going to beat you in healing out compared to what you can do damage wise.
And this is where strategies differ. So I AoE them all, so they all get low, and then they all blast their heals. They got 5 turns where they can't heal again, and then I drop them. So different strategies. Maybe I'll pop back and do my strategy, but you guys are awesome. Crow, we're sorry we're just like taking over your stream here.
I mean, it's all good. Well, they'll just have to be a volume 2, and I'll just edit them both into one solid guide.
Oh my gosh. So we could structure beginner series type videos where they're short and sweet on each little topic. We could do that together, man.
Well, once I've dove in and I'm actively playing and everything, and I've learned this stuff myself, I'll be able to put much more, like, I kind of have a way of breaking things down so that people understand, and it's clear and things, and that'll come down the road. Like, I'm just absorbing everything right now, just kind of bringing everyone else along for the ride as I get into this.
Things to absorb.
This is so fun. So you have all these different ability options, like for being the class of a priest on this one, right? And then they have their built-in abilities and their genetics.
Can I make a recommendation on your priest?
Yeah, go ahead. You just tell me what to do and I'm going to do it.
What tier 3 did you take?
Okay, whatever. Prayer of Might.
Do Holy Circle.
Holy Circle it is.
It's always good to have a team heal.
Okay, right. I see. And so the priest in the back is a healer, right? That's the biggest thing to have for a priest.
So real quick.
Yeah.
So basically you've got these heroes and you're leveling them up over time. Are these dynamic NFTs ultimately, right?
Yes,
so
sir.
As you're ultimately starting with a base level NFT, and then as you're playing the game, you're evolving these NFTs dynamically. So they're constantly being updated on the back end, so that when they're being called on by the server again, it's all updated data. And then when you're playing with these NFTs, everything it's like there's a system within a system. So and then these class and skill-based systems, when you enter a battle or whatever, I'm seeing you select which of the abilities on each of the different NFTs or heroes you want to use for this particular battle, which is where the strategy comes in. And that to me is pretty mind-blowing. Like, just the technology there.
Grady, flip some of your heroes over real quick. So when you summon a hero, based on their rarity will be how many points they have distributed between their 8 stats.
Yes.
And then every time you get enough experience, which is shown on the front of the card, I'll show you that in a second, or right now, bottom row, XP. So with each level, you need more experience than the level before to continue progressing. And then when you go to do a level up, you get to pick 1 stat that gets a guaranteed increase, 2 stats that have a 50% chance of increasing, and then the rest, it's all based on that class. So this is their growth rate. So depending on the class, like, that's the chance. So a warrior has a 75% chance of their strength increasing every time they level up. And then there's another one for their subclass as well. So every time you level up, your stats increase, you get more HP, you get more mana as well. And so, like, Grady's coming in here with, level 16 heroes. Like, these dudes are pretty beefy. So that's 16, or well, 15, I guess, in fairness, because they start at level 1, 15 times that their stats have been increased. And that's where it gets really interesting too, because that is, except for the 1 guaranteed point, that is all RNG, right? So you can have a phenomenal hero who has had terrible level ups, or you could have a common hero who's just blown it out of the water on level ups and be that much more promising. Sticks intern's calling me out here. I didn't forget about him. I hadn't gotten there. During level up, there are items you can use to increase your odds of specific stats increasing. And then based on rarity, also every 5 levels, you get a guaranteed boost. So like Mythic being the highest rarity, all else equal, assuming the same odds across the board, Mythic heroes will have better stats because they have the best odds during level up. but it doesn't always happen that way because
right.
RNG.
I love it. And so I'm equipping ambulance right now.
Oh, you got amulets? Oh, this is gonna be.
I got them dropped to me from whatever the leveling thing, the Halloween.
Yeah, this will be much better for you then. Amulets are pretty solid.
Yeah. Okay. And all these have value. They can be sold on the DEX with the trader or in the bazaar. The bazaar is an order book. Okay. So it's like, and that's where the mythic swap's going to come in that George is big on, baby. Okay. That's like works with different games, different blockchains. The vision eventually, I think, is to make it cross chain. Okay. Right. All right. So Bolon is a big part of the team, Crow. If you introduced Bolon. All right. So
the dev team.
Yes, he's.
I just thought he was a fanatic like you.
No, he's part of the dev team. That's why
okay, that's cool.
Yes, and
I'm going to be changing the titles of this whole stream. Like,
yeah. And Bolon like manages the DFK Twitter account. He's in there in the Discord all the time, and he's out there all the time, like night and day. He'll tell you.
That's awesome.
Yes. Okay.
This is like an all-star DeFi Kingdoms class.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love it. At least. I love it. Okay. So what should I do with this archer? You know, one thing though that was weird, Bolon, is that I've got a mythic like level 17 archer. Where's he at?
I don't know. Where's he at?
Like archer mythic.
Is he questing?
Maybe he's questing. There he is. Oh, and he requires stamina.
So he's actually not questing. So you could try to stampot him and snag him.
I got a stamina. I've got a stampot here. We're gonna use it so we can get our beast man in here.
Hopefully he doesn't pop into a quest.
Yeah, and so right now we can do the boar hunts with 4 different heroes, and that's increasing over time. Like they just added the warrior, and they're going to be adding all the heroes to do boar hunts. Is that right?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So, but right now, if you want to use these skills, right, we can only use the 4. You can use any hero, right? But they just won't have abilities here.
And there are people who've been running builds with, Dread Knights, Dark Knights, Ninjas, some of the like more advanced classes and especially higher rarities, because their stats are high enough that they make good tanks. You're not doing a lot of damage with them necessarily. Right. But a Dread Knight's basic attack actually does a decent amount of damage, to be fair. Right. But ninjas have really high evasion, so like people have run them as tanks because they just dodge most attacks.
How it was in Final Fantasy 11.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's a pretty good amount of Final Fantasy influence in a lot of ways. I mean, our whole team, we're a bunch of nerds that play games. Like that's,
exactly. I love it.
So Final Fantasy, I was a huge Ultima Online fan back in the day.
I still play it. I still play on Outlands. Yes.
Oh my God, that makes me so happy. So many people don't even know the game, and it's one of the best RPGs I've ever played.
I've tried doing videos on it. Nobody gives a shit. And I'm like, you have no idea what you people are missing. I even watched this guy on YouTube. I was watching him all the time. God dang it. Now I can't remember. PK. I can't remember his name now, but he's great. He always dresses up like a Viking and stuff, and he's just crazy and fun. He's like the cool ghoul, like on your local cable access TV at night, That's kind of how he is, but he's about Ultima Online Outlands. And Outlands are free servers, so people can go in and play the game for free. So,
that makes me so happy that there's other Ultima lovers. We've got a couple of us on the team, but most of them had never played Ultima. But Final Fantasy
was the first MMO I ever played, and then EverQuest came out, and I was blown away by 3D. I was like, "Holy shit, this is like Ultima but in 3D."
Yep. EverQuest is pretty epic.
Yeah, I love it.
Bolon, to catch you up to, here's what we're gonna do. Boys and girls. We're gonna get with Crow, Dreamer, Bolon. You got to get in there, and then we gotta hound our man Charles Hoskinson to work a deal with Dreamer to possibly get the 3rd realm on Cardano. That is Crow's mission here, by the way, baby. Okay.
I thought we were all gonna get together and play Ultima Online, but I guess we could do that too.
All right. All right. So I've got this badass archer. Okay. So do we do the precision strike or the piercing shot?
So I actually do the first one, rapid shot or multi-shot. Sorry,
I
multi-shot.
thought you like to pin down damage on one guy.
Well, so Archer is
three.
one of the biggest ones. So multi-shot actually is single target.
Okay, got it.
The next tier of it, which is actually the tier 3, because the tier 2s are passives,
Okay.
is a group shot. And
Okay.
so Archer is the biggest one, in my opinion. The combos matter.
Okay.
So you don't necessarily have to do the first tree. That's the one I kind of run.
Yeah.
You don't have to. But whichever one you take first, more than likely you will want to kind of follow it, because Archer has significant combo bonuses.
Okay, so just stick with the first tree here on all of them.
So the one exception to that, and I know I'm the one that just said it, but so on the tier 4, so that one is repeating shot that you have on right now.
Yeah.
The reason that I went away from repeating shot, it does a lot of damage,
Okay.
but it gives your archer exhaust, so it can't do an attack the next turn.
Okay.
Which isn't the worst thing in the world. You can, use a potion or basic attack. You just can't use an ability. But it drove me insane having exhaust, so I gave it up.
Okay.
But it does a lot of damage.
Okay.
I run one small stone there personally, the one on the far right.
Okay. All right. That's what we're doing. I'm just going to follow your okay. Any changes here? You tell me. So just stick. Should I do all these in the first?
No. So for the passive, I usually run the one that gives me extra heal, I think, but the crit chance isn't bad either.
Okay.
So I would say second or third on that one.
Okay.
I always run the team heal. The fourth one, I run the barrier, which is the far left, but I rarely use it. So I don't think there's a bad thing in taking a different one that might be more useful.
I'll stick with you because this is basically you're playing through me. Okay.
Well, and then the other problem is all my heroes are weak because I never have time to quest. So I don't even know the tier 5s.
Okay.
Because I don't get to use them.
All right. All right. And then we got to get this guy an amulet. Do the pets tie in yet? Do the pets help?
So they give you experience, but they do not have their combat bonuses yet.
Okay. So, but that'll come eventually?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Sweet. So pets are a big part of the game too, Crow. And getting these awesome mythic pets like this guy. Look at this. I've got this mythic badass dragon here, baby.
Beast.
You're killing me.
So
there's equipment, pets.
Yep.
So pets are a type of equipment, essentially. They're just their own type of equipment. All of our equipment are NFTs as well. So you actually equip your NFTs to NFTs. But the pets give you bonuses. They can have up to 3. So every pet has a professions bonus that gives you something while you're questing. And then they can have crafting bonuses and combat bonuses. Now the crafting and combat bonuses are not in yet. Only the profession bonuses are actually live right now.
Let's go.
But think of pets as a type of equipment.
Yeah.
That's what they are.
And then we got Mega in the chat. We got Starbuck in the Mythic Squad. Starbuck is a big part of the Mythic Squad. And the Mythic Squad are like the pet masters. Mosh, Justice Beaver, the Beeve, and Starbuck. They're the pet.
Are the pets like the heroes? You have to buy a couple pets to breed more pets, or how do you get those?
You hatch the eggs.
Yes, your heroes can find eggs while questing, and then you can hatch the eggs into pets.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so there's no like breeding mechanic for pets. It's just hatching them.
I'm realizing how this can become an addiction.
It is.
Like really kind of a degenerate. I don't know what I just got myself into.
Right.
This is
a rabbit hole, baby.
Wow.
So I can send you some eggs. Eggs, Bolon, they were like, I bought an egg one time for $500.
Oh yeah, they were well, I mean, so were heroes.
That's right. Now you can get like fishing and foraging eggs for like 2 cents. I can send you
so
some.
I could effectively take my 2 Gen 0 heroes, summon another one. So now I've got a team of 3.
Yep.
And then I go and I use those to start questing. And when I'm questing, is that an active thing, or am I just sending them off somewhere like those, like the game, like, oh, your characters are questing for 8 hours. Here, they're back, and here's what they discovered and found.
That's right.
Okay. So questing is kind of a passive thing, but when they're questing, you can't use those heroes.
You can still summon with them, and you can still duel with them. The only thing that you couldn't do is like boar hunt or like send them to someone else, but you can still summon with them. You can still do DFK duels with them if you want to.
And duels are in the tavern. That's kind of like a card game. Duels are fun.
Oh, yeah, we're touching that. We're going to get on that. I'm just kind of clarifying my own game, because what I'm ultimately going to do is I'm going to write my own outline for like a guide that I want.
Yeah.
And then I think I'm going to make Grady sit down with me offline and then like put all this shit together in like a plan.
Yeah.
Right?
So when you're questing, the way that we have it set up, you don't actually stake your hero for exactly that reason, so that you can still summon with them, so that you can still duel with them. So they never leave your wallet. It's actually in our API. They get assigned into the questing status, which then, determines what they can and can't do. So it'll block you from being able to send them because they're questing. But you can then go do other activities because they're still in your wallet fully.
And I'm seeing you can rent out heroes. Is this kind of like a Dragon's Dogma type thing? So like I can
right now you can only rent them out for summoning. But like say, you've got 2 Gen Zeros, you don't feel like summoning with them right now, you could list both of them for hire and someone else can come in and pay you to use one of their summons.
Like a surrogate dad.
Yeah, very much.
Whatever. Yeah. Here's my seed. Plant it as you wish. I always wondered what I'd make with, selling my seed on eBay. Like some of the, do you want a 7-foot child that has potential to be in the NBA?
Oh, baby.
Yeah. We can do this one of 2 ways.
That's like some good money, to be honest. Like,
hey, bro, there's a business idea, baby.
Okay. You know what? I saw on a talk show about how some girl sold her virginity on eBay for like $100,000. I'm like, hell, that's nothing. I could produce 7-foot children. Like, what's up with that?
Right.
Baby.
Yeah. I never did it. Oh, well.
Well, hey, you're still in those prime. You're just entering into your prime, baby.
The problem is if you do
I've been on TRT for 10 years, man. That shit's all blank now. It doesn't work like that anymore. I missed my mark.
Every time you saw a 7-foot guy walking down the road, you'd be like, I wonder.
That could be my son. I don't know. My son just got married. He's 24. He's 6'7".
Wow.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
Wow.
I need some of those genetics.
Dude.
Yeah.
Roland, are you going to be in Vegas, or are you going to go to the Dominican Republic and watch these fights, baby?
I will not be in Vegas, and I don't think I'm going to make it to the DR, unfortunately.
Oh. So, Crow, here's what happened. But Karate Combat would not allow Bolan to fight because of his what did you call it the other night? Your deadly chop.
Yeah, something like that.
What?
He's got a deadly chop that will behead people.
One of our community members sent some gif of like a karate chop that just like cut a guy in half and was like, oh, this is Bolan. And I was like, yep, that's why Karate Combat won't let me fight.
Yeah.
They don't want the bloodbath.
Right. Yeah.
Because I'm out of shape as all hell.
Hey, I'm trying. Okay, I'm pumped for all this. Okay, so Bolan, tell me what to pick on this warrior.
Oh, yeah. I forgot you still had a class to go.
Yeah.
So, same concept with the warrior as the archer. Really so the warrior, you can either build a little more damagey or a little more tanky, whichever way you want to go. But they have some pretty meaningful combos. Yeah. And a lot of their combos are based around bleed and giving your enemy bleed. Okay. So you definitely want to take the top left.
Okay.
Body
stay left.
Let's see. So I run so either the 10% HP bonus or the far right is life steal.
Okay.
I really like life steal.
Okay. Let's do it. All right.
I just think it's fun. Okay. So if you want to make Dreamer happy, you can go Whirlwind. I'm not a Whirlwind fan. The far right on that one as well. Okay. So that's one that just does like insane damage if bleed is active. And so that's what Gladiator Strike is for. And then the one right below it also is
Punish.
another high damage with bleed.
Okay.
And then honestly, I don't even know what the tier 5s are.
Okay, wait. And so on this one, did you say far right or far left?
Far right. No,
Oh,
wait.
Okay. So we're just going far right.
No, sorry. On tier 1, far left. Sorry,
Okay.
my fault.
Okay. All
Because
right.
Gladiator Strike is the one. So what you do is you do a basic attack.
Okay.
And then by doing a basic attack, the next turn with Gladiator Strike, it has a chance to proc bleed on your target. And so
Okay.
you give the board bleed, and then you come in with the 3 and 4 levels that do just mad damage as long as it has bleed.
Baby. Okay. All right.
For the record, for those who care, I've been in a Bitcoin short this entire stream,
Tell me.
waiting to hit profitability, watching the MACD go from green to just flicked red on a 15-minute candle. We might get a drop here soon. I'm hoping. I'd love to make that Ethereum that I just sent into this game back in a Bitcoin short. So we'll see what happens.
Oh, baby.
That's just efficiency right there.
All right. So I'm approving the gold.
Okay, approving what gold? What is that? So you're paying. You have to pay to go on the boar hunt.
Yes. So it's
Okay. How do you get the gold?
So the gold comes from questing either gold. There's gold mining. So you can send your heroes mining.
Okay.
For gold. Also, when you do
so a lot of this stuff you can earn for free in game just using your heroes.
Yeah, I
pretty
earn
much everything.
Thousands of gold per day from questing.
All right, my short just hit a profit.
Oh, let's go. Okay. What kind of leverage are you using there?
I'm just using 5x. So my liquidation price is only like 52.3. So I put a short, like a small 5x leverage on it in case it rides up on me.
Okay.
And I don't want to have to sell it at a loss before we get a drop because there are a lot of gaps in this rise. So I want to be in a short while it's hitting them.
Okay. All right. I love it. All right. So now I can start the void hunt. It's costing me 10 crystal. Okay, which is about $1.60 now because crystal's pumping.
Yeah.
Jewel's pumping. Okay, start the void hunt. Oh no! Did this hero go? Which one went on a quest?
It was probably your archer.
Dang it!
Did it start one?
It must have. Okay. Well, no, there he is, middle position. Okay. He's just foraging. They're all foraging. Okay, so that's good. All right. So it was the warrior.
Oh, it was the warrior?
Because I've got I'll just pick another warrior real quick. We'll make it easy. Okay. Or knight.
Yeah, either one.
Okay, we'll go with the knight.
Going with the classic knight archer priest.
There we have it. There we go. Okay, and so which one? I'll just pick.
So I run Mighty Strike, which is the middle.
Okay.
And then the passives aren't as I do the one that gives the people behind me PDEF, which I can't remember. I think might be the middle one.
For valor.
No, the left.
Okay, for honor.
Yeah, that one.
All right.
For honor. And then I usually do Forever Vigilant, but I never use it. So again, feel free. And then Shield Smash is usually what I run because it has
Shield
a stun chance.
Okay. Shield Smash it.
And then he won't have a tier 5 because he's only level 14, but that's okay.
Oh.
You got to be 15 to get the tier 5.
Okay.
That's fine.
All right. Oh, and then we want to get him.
Oh yeah, get him equipped up.
An amulet. Okay, view equipping. Submit all. Let's go. Freaking helper, stop freaking interrupting us. DFK helper, damn it. Okay. All right.
I'll be honest, my whole night strategy is just Mighty Strike. That's about it.
Dang. Is this one on a quest too?
Oh, hang on. Try it again though, because you just got the notification for the equipment. Oh, nope, somebody's on a quest.
This is the automation system doing this to us, Crow. Okay.
End user error.
So the bot interrupts us here. Freaking dang it. And these are level 14s. All right, we're just picking one. Okay. Continue. All right, we're selecting prayer of healing.
Yep.
And then
I want to say it's the middle one.
okay.
Yeah, middle again.
Holy beacon.
Holy beacon's fine. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Close. Manage equipment. Amulet. Equip. View equipping queue. Submit all. We're equipping this hero. This is why there's so many transactions here, Crow. All these things are transactions. And so the DFK chain is doing a gazillion transactions per day, which it does more than Ethereum. It does more than all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we usually run about 350,000 transactions a day right now.
Okay, so it's not in the millions. It's been over 4 or 5 million before.
We did hit 4 million one day and went, wow, we need to nope. It must be your archer.
Dang it. Okay. Bastards. All right. We're doing this. Continue. We're going to add the amulet. Okay. View equipping queue. Submit all. Oh, so see what I mean? This is why I literally done 8-hour long streams.
This is by far the longest stream I've ever done on YouTube.
So, and we haven't even hit on summoning. We haven't hit on leveling. We haven't hit on, oh baby, pets, profession questing.
Here, close out of that. We can go ahead and give it abilities.
Yep.
So left again.
Yep.
Left again.
Okay.
Right. And then whatever you want. I don't know tier 5s that well because my hero's not strong enough.
All right.
Let's see if we can get in.
Get in. Yes. And I do, instead of market, I do aggressive. Boom. With all those transactions. So one thing, bro, the team is always trying to minimize the number of transactions to minimize the all the stuff going on the chain.
Mm-hmm.
And to improve user experience too, because nobody likes signing 1 million transactions. It's boring.
Yeah. Okay. So here we are. Fight.
Oh, cool.
Yes. And so here's what I do, right? Should I start with the knight?
Well, so the turn order is determined by agility. So like your priest is up first.
Okay. So we don't want to heal.
Right. So what I would actually do is pass turn. So in the middle between the health bar and the abilities under utility, the second button is pass turn. And so that way it just kind of delays your priest. So that way some of your guys can take some damage and then you can heal them.
Okay. So then I hit confirm.
Yeah. Sorry, chat said do a basic attack, which you can, but it's going to do 35 damage.
So wait, it just did that. Okay.
No, so then the boars went next. They both hit your knight. And so now for your archer, you'll want to start with multi-shot because that starts your combo.
Okay.
And you're going to want to target the first boar. That way your archer and your knight can be hitting the same guy.
Yep. All right.
For those asking in chat, the reason that I prefer to skip turn over or pass turn over basic attack in that situation is the time until it will be your priest's turn again. So that way your priest can heal up the knight before too many boars go and nail your knight. So that's why is I like to have that come back up faster. Okay. And so then with the knight, you'll do Mighty Strike, which is the first one.
Okay. And you see he's bleeding, Crow.
Yep.
And then there's potions down here. And then you can see his HP and MP. Those all come when you level heroes. HP and MP, mana and hit points. Or health points.
Either one.
Yeah. And so you see their health points and mana. Okay. And you've got potions that you can you can make potions
Mhm.
from the items you get when questing. They have value. All this stuff can be traded and so bought, sold. There's tons of this going on
The
every
art
day.
that I'm
all the
seeing
time.
of the 3 characters, is that all updated based off of the equipment you're bringing into the battle?
Yep.
Yes. And
That's
based
sick.
off the leveling, the stats.
Yep.
So-
So like Grady put the party hats on. You know, if you equip a different sword, you see that sword and you see it everywhere. So if you look at the hero card, you see that sword. If your hero's, you know, in combat, you see that sword. So it's part of the dynamic NFTs of like as you equip different stuff, their actual appearance changes.
I love it.
And then so now your priest is back up.
Yep.
So now you can heal your knight who's taking damage. Right
Yeah.
now, you just want to use the basic heal. That one.
Okay. The prayer healing, and then click the knight and hit confirm. Yeah, because he was bleeding. Okay, so that was a good heal.
Which he will still be bleeding. There is a different heal that will clear that,
Yeah,
but
like a
it heals
cleanse.
a lot less.
Does cleanse?
So
Okay.
it cleanse, yeah. So you remove the bleed, but you heal like half the amount.
Okay.
And personally, I just heal through the bleed because it's easier, in my opinion.
Okay. Got it. So I just did the
And then,
multi-shot to this front
that was
guy.
the combo.
Yeah.
All right, and so now what the big boar is doing in the back, so she's charging wild charge. So
Yeah.
here in a second, she'll rampage, or well, not rampage because that's another ability of hers, but she'll run through the whole team
Right.
and potentially do damage. But this is prime opportunity to kill a boar because normally speaking, when you kill a baby boar, the mama boar does what's called rampage, which does a crap ton of damage. But the ways to avoid that are when she's channeling, taunted, stunned, or exhausted. And so
Okay.
right now she's channeling, and then after this ability goes off, she'll also be exhausted. So
Okay.
now is when you want to really hone in on trying to kill that first boar
Okay.
so that you don't get rampaged. Now, whether or not we'll be able to, we'll find out. So with the knight, I would actually stick with Mighty Strike. Mighty Strike is its highest damaging ability.
Okay.
The other ones do things like stun and daze and that kind of thing,
Yep.
but you don't really care about those right now. You
Okay.
just want as much
Or
damage as
mighty strike in this front boar. Okay. All right. Oh, and now
and so now your priest is up. Personally, I would just heal your knight again because there's a lot of damage incoming, and he's the
Yep.
only one that's hurt.
okay. So healing that knight. Okay. And he's still bleeding.
And
Dang.
then the boar healed the other boar, and so
Yeah.
now you want to circle back to the first archer ability because that's well, actually, before you do that, what's the fourth ability that you took? That one, barrage. Okay, that's barrage. I know what barrage is. Yeah,
Okay.
you want to stick with the first one because barrage is also a multi-target, and right now you just want to nail that first boar as much as you can.
Is there a
crit.
benefit to buying Gen Z or Gen Zero heroes that are higher level? Or is it random, or have people like played these, leveled them up, and then they're trying to flip them? Because I'm seeing a lot of like level 12, level 10.
So no, people have actually played with them and leveled them up. They all every hero starts at level 1, including the Gen Zeros. So those have actually been leveled up. There's a couple of benefits. One being like, if you want to use your Gen Zeros in boar hunts, for example, you want them to be at least level 10. But the other side of that too is when you're summoning, every 5 levels, you actually have the option to add a little bit more in what we call them Gaia's Tears, but they're another in-game material. But you can add extra and boost the stats of the hero that you summon.
So you kind of want a level 1 to be, if you want to build it out the way you want it.
If you want to build it out the way you want it, that is correct. So yeah, it's kind of a double-edged sword a little bit there. When you buy heroes that are pre-leveled, you're committing to their decisions.
Right.
Sorry, Grady, I haven't been following.
You're good. You're good. You're good.
That worked well. One boar moved your team around, and then the other one moved them too, and now you're back where you wanted to
back
be.
where I wanted.
Darkest Dungeons kind of a battle set.
Yeah. Kind of like there's definitely some Darkest Dungeon similarities there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. See, I'm getting my ass kicked, aren't I?
So I mean, not necessarily. You want
Okay.
to do the first, unless the second one has a combo active, which it doesn't look like it does. It would be flashing if it did. So you want the
Okay.
first one again on that first boar again.
All right. Let's go.
So first off, there's a lot of strategy involved in everything. The other thing too, and like for this fight, I would use the middle one, the team heal, because
Okay.
that way you can boost everybody up a
Holy
little bit.
circle. Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
So the other thing too, and we didn't get into it too bad right now because just get the experience, right? But so the boars scale up as your heroes level up. So like if you go in with level 10 heroes, the boars are level 10. If you go in with level 15 heroes, the boars are level 15. So you are fighting, slightly tougher boars because your heroes are higher level, which is okay.
Yeah.
But one of the tricks too is, and I don't remember exactly where we ended up once we switched out heroes, but like I want to say you have 2 level 15s and 1 level 14.
Yep.
That makes the boars level 15 still.
Okay.
So technically speaking, one of your heroes is slightly underpowered. Again, not the end of the world. And
Right.
it's more about just getting the experience and checking it out.
Right.
But there are pieces like that go into it as well of, strategizing your team comp. And obviously different combat experiences will be different. This was our first one. We wanted to make sure, it was challenging and also challenging for as many people as possible.
Yeah.
So if we just said, hey, they're level 10, then people with level 20 heroes come in here and just laugh. That's not fun.
Right.
So, this one scales a little bit as you go. I would actually, so one of two things at this point. Personally, what I would do is I would use the heal on your knight, and then on your knight's next turn, I would use a mana potion on your priest. The other option is to just use the mana potion on the priest with the priest's turn, because it does take a turn to use a potion, but you're almost out of mana.
Yeah. All right. We'll go ahead and do that. So I drank some mana, baby. Okay. Man. Yeah.
because it looks like you got barely any juice left, and you barely only killed the baby.
I know. Well, look, so the baby's down to 83 HP. So hopefully I kill him right now, right?
Yep. You want to use Mighty Strike again.
Okay.
Oh, you're okay. Hang on. So actually, I take that back.
Okay.
So right now, your knight is taunted. So
Oh.
by the mama boar. So the only boar that you can attack is the mama boar.
Oh.
However, that might actually work in your favor because if you kill the baby boar, mama's going to rampage and do a bunch of damage to 2 of your heroes. However, if you use your knight's third ability, Shield Smash, you have a chance to stun. And if the stun goes off, you can then kill the baby boar and not take rampage damage. So it's worth the shot.
Let's do it. And so a lot of this is RNG also. Like,
oh yeah, there's definitely an RNG factor. So you got the damage off,
have helped him.
Not get the stun.
That whirlwind, would that have helped him when he's taunted like that?
No, because when you're taunted, you can't do AoE abilities anyway. You can only use abilities that directly target the taunter. That said, if anybody, so like the knight was taunted, the baby boar just hit the knight, that actually has a chance of breaking the taunt also because you're taking damage from somebody other than the one who taunted you.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Okay. So should I heal the knight?
I would say yes.
Okay. All right.
Dang, Pi wanted you to suffer. She said she wishes we had let you go through a fight without the help. So that you could get the experience getting wrecked.
Yeah.
What she doesn't realize is you might get that experience even with my help.
So Pieface is Dreamer's wife.
Oh, okay.
And she's on the team. She started the project with Frisky Fox.
Yeah, she's one of the founders.
Dreamer was an executive at Goldman Sachs. Pieface is a dev with Frisky. They're all good friends, and they started DefiKingdoms together.
Wow.
That's the story. All right. So Wait.
All right, so your knight's out of mana at this point. I would not use a mana potion on your knight because you're more likely to need them for your priest and archer. And at this point, your knight's just a basic attack meat shield.
So I can't do the for honor one. Or
I like we have somebody in chat named Fill My Berries trying to hit up Pi now. What's your Discord, girl? Let me slide into them DMs. She's gonna get all over that. Fill My Berries.
I love it. Okay, so now we want to come after this front boar still, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Aztec, to answer your question, right now is only boars. This is the hunt that's live at the moment, but there will be a great number of more combat experiences that will have different enemies, different strategies. All the rest of the classes will get their skills added, all that fun stuff. But right now, the boar hunt is the only live experience.
So how long does this boar hunt typically last? And then what are the potential benefits? Like, let's say he beats all these things. What happens then?
So as far as length goes, a lot of it depends on just like once you've done a few fights, you get a lot more efficient. And so you can go a little bit quicker. I would say most of my fights are probably around like the 10-minute mark, maybe. It's usually not too bad.
Most of my fights are under a minute, but that's okay.
And then as far as rewards go, so you're guaranteed to get use your knight this turn to mana potion your archer so that you can use abilities on your archer's turn.
So click mana, click on archer, confirm.
Yep.
Got
it. So you're guaranteed to get some number of Gaius tears, which are the material I mentioned earlier. They're used for summoning as well as like crafting potions. There's a few uses for them. But you're guaranteed a minimum of 4 up to 20. And then there's a very small chance for a jackpot roll of 100. That's guaranteed. Outside of that, you have a chance to get what we call moksha runes. So basically, when you go to level your hero up, you have to use a rune to level your hero up. Levels 1 through 10 is the Shavas rune, and then levels 11 through 20 is the moksha rune. So you have a chance at up to 3 moksha runes. You also have a chance at what we call void shards. Void shards are they're one of our few soulbound tokens, so you can't sell those, but what they'll do is they'll be used to give you access to future combat experiences. So there will be some experiences that require void shards, and you specifically will have to have earned those void shards to participate in them. And then the last and most exciting thing is equipment. So there's a sword, a bow, and a staff, a mask that like a boar head mask, and then also pants that all have a chance of dropping. Yes, I did say pants. That one was kind of a shout out to our community because when we added the like icons for the equipment system on the heroes, we don't have like a leg slot. And so when pants became a thing in our community, so we decided to make an accessory that was pants.
Very nice.
So those 5 pieces of equipment you also have a chance at, and those are definitely the big prize.
Now, assuming he gets wrecked, since his knight is dead, all the boars that he got 1 boar for his knight.
Get 1 boar.
So let's just assume he gets wrecked. What does he lose or gain? Does he get experience even if he gets wrecked, or does he? What happens?
So when you lose, you have 2 options actually. First and foremost, you can retry at half the cost. So like it was 1,000 gold and 10 crystal to do the fight. If you lose and just retry immediately, you have 10 minutes to say yes, I want to retry. You're in trouble now.
He's just getting decimated while we're chatting. This is funny.
Then you can do a retry for 500 gold and 5 crystal, or you can accept the loss, admit defeat, whatever. But we do actually make you click admit defeat. Just dig in a little bit. But then yes, you do still get experience. Experience is the only thing you will get for a loss, and it is less than you get for a win, of course. If you get a win, I mean it outstretches anything else in experience. Like with a pet equipped like Grady has, you know, you'll be in like the 900s to 1,000 experience, whereas most of the time if you're questing, you're getting like 100 to 150, and then if you lose, you get like 150 to 200, somewhere in that range, if you accept the loss.
This is
So
looking
you can
nasty.
try as many times as you want, and then the last battle is the one that determines your rewards.
Now, and he had some pretty beefy heroes on it with gear, all kinds of stuff, and it said level 10 plus, but
So
I mean, I hope this is indicative of his karate combat event coming up, because he's gonna be real fucking sore the next day.
So there's a couple of things there. So like his heroes are pretty decent levels. He does have one that's a little mismatched that can change things, but more important than the heroes or than the levels realistically is their stats. And that's one thing that, like, you know, you could have, like I mentioned earlier, like you could have a mythic hero that's just had crap rolls on every level up.
Yeah.
And it's weak as hell. You know, I'm not saying that's your hero, Grady. I genuinely don't know.
No, these heroes were not my even close to being my best.
You know, the rarity is definitely a factor because you're more likely for it to be a good hero, but it doesn't necessarily mean like you can get as little as, I mean, realistically, technically speaking, you could have a single 1 point stat increase in a level up. You know, that's rare, but it is possible.
It's
and
happened
so
to me a few times.
You know, you can have a level 16, 17 hero that's weaker than level 9 heroes because it's just had absolute garbage level ups. It happens.
So you have to feed the pets.
Yep.
So everything is like a micro. This is micro transaction.
That's right.
To the extreme.
Yep.
Yes and no.
And you got to get the pet treats. The pet treats you get from the items that you.
Right, because it's all like kind of within that system. So you use the materials that you get from questing to craft the pet treats. And then depending on the treat, you only have to feed your pet either every 3 days or 10 days. So it's not something that you have to do constantly.
What happens if you don't feed them? Do they die?
No, their bonuses just aren't active until you do.
You get pet bonuses by having pets.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so like they aren't giving you extra experience. Whatever their other bonuses are for that specific pet, those aren't active unless it's fed. So there's no like penalty for not feeding it. You just don't get the perk.
Just as a bit of a recap, now that we're at the 3-hour mark, I figure I want to do a quick recap, and then we're obviously going to have to do a second season of this. So when I get my 2 heroes, okay, so I'm going to get my fucking heroes like ASAP, and I want to get these heroes, and then I have my jewel. I'll have a couple heroes, and then I want to breed those heroes so that I have a third member of the party, right?
Yep.
And to do that, I'm going to need crystal, I think. So I can just like buy those from the trader, like however much I need to complete the summons from my 2 heroes, right? And then once I have those 3 heroes, at that point, what I should just spend time questing for a little while and just getting resources and things I'll need to play further into the economy.
Yep.
Okay.
That's right. And so now with just 3 heroes, you won't get a whole bunch. Oh, look, I just got a green egg.
Nice.
And that's
what we were just talking about with hatching pets.
Yeah. So the green egg is a gardening pet when you hatch the egg. Okay. So, and that currently is the most valued egg. Now, I remember when I first got my first green egg, it was like worth $200. And it was like, yeah. Right. So now it's like, 18 cents, which is better than, okay. But look, because he was on a garden, I don't know which garden they were on there, but I got 4.3 crystal from that quest and 0.7 jewel. I got, and tiers are like gold in this game. I got, so all right. So I got some jewel. I got 1 tier. I got a spider fruit, which is how you make stamina potions, some different stones in the game. I got milkweed, which is also how you make stamina potions. And this is a blue stem. make stamina potions and different things. This one, getting the green egg, baby, that's the best thing you want to try and get. Okay. And so that was that gardening quest. This gardening quest, I got a rune, which the Mashka runes are worth like $1.50. Okay. This is a Shiva rune, not worth a whole bunch, but getting 2 tiers, 3 tiers here. I got 5 tiers between those two. And so that's pretty good. Got 0.1 crystal. That was a garden that that I don't have liquidity in. Okay. And so then, all right. So this was a fishing quest. I got fish, got some good stuff there. Some fish, got a tier, 3 tiers and a rune from this guy. Must have a pet, a good pet. All these heroes have pets. This is the pet. Okay. This guy's got, a mythic pet. Okay, so I got all these items plus the XP. When it says XP is full for current level, that means they're ready to level up. Well, I've got a ton of heroes ready to level, but it's so hard to get them leveled because you need the Mashka runes that are worth $1.50. And you need 2 or 3 Mashka runes, to 3 Mashka runes to get them to level 15, for example. Or from level 15 to 16. And then eventually you need like from level 19 to 20. I've got my first level 20 hero. That costs 5 Mashka runes. So to level that bastard was whatever, $7.50.
Can you be on quest with your heroes and do like the fishing and the mining and all that simultaneously, or is it one at a time?
The fishing and the mining is the quest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
One at a time.
Okay, so I just collected these guys from the quest. Here's another one ready to collect. So I'll complete the quest. Okay, and this is on the lower right-hand side. It'll give you the full quest list is what's going on. These are all my questing heroes. So I'll get out of that and I'll come to down here, professions. And so you have all 4 questing professions in the professions tab. You got fishing, foraging, mining, and gardening.
I have one quick announcement because I'm proud.
Oh, baby.
My wife just messaged.
Yeah.
My wife just messaged me. We just had a big, long talk last night. She's a dancer. She's a salsa dancer. She's competitive. She's very, very good.
Oh.
And it's been her life's dream. And she was just invited to compete in July with 2 of the most world-class dancers in her world.
So that's like a big
Dang,
deal.
dude. That's
Yeah,
huge.
it's
That's
a big
awesome.
deal. It's a big deal.
And we got Dreamer back in the house.
And Dreamer's
I heard
back.
you guys needed some help to kill some boars, and I wanted to show Bull on that whirlwind and how it works. First try, in and out, bing bamboo. So can I steal some presenting here? Does that stream work?
I don't know how to do it.
Yeah,
Let
you
me
hit
see.
present at the bottom. Dreamer.
Solo layout.
And then I just like share screen. Is it gonna
Yep.
give all my information to the world? And bad things happen?
You can tell when you hit present, it'll tell you which screen you can share.
I only have remove.
Yeah, so he's got.
Oh wait, I see present.
Dreamer's got to do it on his side first, and then you.
Oh,
accept
okay.
it. Yeah,
And then I can select his screen.
yes.
Let me see my tabs. Do I have anything embarrassing?
So, boys and girls, before we started this, Crow's like, I want to keep this short so we can like make
That
this
went
the
out the
go-to
damn window.
video.
And as soon as I'm ready to cut it, Dreamer pops up like, yeah, let's keep the party going. I'm like, I'm going to have to take a bathroom break at some point. I've never been on stream for 3 hours before. Add to stage. Okay, there we go. Oh,
All right, we'll do this battle. It'll be first try win. Bolon will be so impressed, and then we can break for other activities.
So I need my heroes before I have to leave my computer. I want to get my heroes and shit situated so that I'm like degenning all night into farming and harvesting and hunting and questing and whatever the hell else I can do.
Yes. And so I'll message you, or when we finish, Crow, I'll message you, and we can talk. We can return back into if you want to buy. He wants to buy a good pair of Gen Zeros, guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
There you go. You know what? You should buy 2 that you can make your Dark Knights with.
Yes.
Okay.
So I think that's, what is that? Archer.
Archer Thief.
Yes, that's what I would love to
Guy
do.
Gen Zero pair.
And I've got two solid Archer Thief pairs, and then or I can find other options out there.
What he just said is, I have those, but I don't want to get rid of them. That's what he just said. I can feel his energy pour out. Like, I'm saying this, but I don't really want anybody to know.
Well, let's see. I mean, here, I'm going to put this guy back in, but let me show you which Dark Knight. I think I have a really, really sexy Dark Knight in here.
Grady, remember when we streamed for like 7 hours that night?
Yeah. And then there was a stream we did, and then we chatted for like 6 hours straight after the stream.
Crow's like, I've never done a 3-hour stream. I don't think I've ever done one less than 3 hours.
I have a family and other stuff. I'm still in my short trade out of profit.
Welcome to DeFi Kingdoms.
I have 2 giant screens full of all kinds of shit that I'm just kind of constantly keeping tabs on everything.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, you had a family and other stuff.
Right, exactly.
Now there is only DFK.
All right, so Crow, did they go over the equipment drops that are happening in the void hunts? And
yeah, we kind of talked about the pets and the equipment and how to get wrecked by a bunch of boars.
So the guy that I'm bringing in, you'll notice his bow looks different than like the standard bow. So if you scroll down, here's like a normal archer. There's a standard bow. The guy that I'm bringing in, he's purple cards. He's mythic, most rare. He's level 11, and his if you look at the equipment, I do have the boar hunt droppable bow attached. So that's going to make me a bit more effective. The bow itself has stats where it increases damage. There's certain things that are unique, like a chance of inflicting bleed. And so I'm going to be a little bit more effective in this hunt than somebody that doesn't have one. But in the background, you are actually renting equipment from the hunting party. That's why you kind of pay to go in. We have a pumpkin head here, which over Halloween, we had a limited event where these would drop. And right now, it's like a snowman head that's dropping. It's purely aesthetic, but really fun. And you do see the pet that's equipped right now. Pets don't have combat application currently, but they will. I think it's embedded in the plan and more to come. So should I just hop right into this?
The snowman
Yeah,
head.
just jump in. Let's go. Let's fight it out, Dreamer.
So you see all these dudes. I mean, they got the pumpkin head on. I think it looks sick. I'm going to leave it there for a while, but they all have real faces behind it. It's not really the hero. And let's start the void hunt.
Oh man, this is awesome! And big shout out to your wife. So that's like a cause for celebration.
No, it's a big deal. It really is a big deal. Like she's just on another level, and like to have these people that she was always admired and looked up to invite her to compete with them individually. Like she's going to be on, competing as a pair with this part of the couple and then this part of the couple in different dances and everything. It's a big deal. I'm really, really proud of her.
Is it like Dancing with the Stars kind of thing?
No, it's kind of, yeah. In essence, it is kind of like that, so it's just not televised. But
yeah, but that's the same thing where you're like paired off.
Because she's not a pro yet, but she's not pro level. Pro just means you're charging people to teach them. She very easily could, but she's a perfectionist and she wants to build. She really wants to take her time. She's gotten so good, and
that's
cool.
Awesome.
Yeah,
that is awesome.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Let's
well, we should figure out a way to stream or televise it and have everybody support it. So that's gonna be sick.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
All right, so load it up here. I probably have completely different abilities because I probably have an unpopular strategy. But first up is my priest. Everybody's looks like the green bars, the health bars. I could attack, but my attack's going to be weak. So I'm going to use my low protect spell and add a shield on my tank to have him absorb a little bit more.
See, guys, that wasn't a basic attack with his priest either.
Is that what you did?
No, I told Grady not to, and some people in the chat were like, "Why don't you basic attacks?" Like, because basic attacks suck.
Well, sometimes to finish him off, I'll do it.
Right.
But all right, so now we got warrior here. Whirlwind, which Bolon apparently hates more than any ability in the world. Gonna bust out this whirlwind. It's not only fun and it looks cool. It's probably a little
cool.
on the stream, but then he runs back. So AoE, everybody's hit. I actually have it so that the damage he deals 10% heals him. So if you notice a little bit of a heal as well on that, I'm onto my archer. I'm going to start aiming for one of these little boars because are we giving away the how the hunt works?
Probably. I think I've said it all.
All right. So if I kill this little dude before the mama bear is charged or when she's not like taunted or something, then we get rampaged, and that's no fun. So I'm going to get him low, maybe trigger some healing. And so when the mama bear does charge, I'll be in a good position to snipe him down.
Okay.
Right,
yeah, so there's an advantage to not kill that first boar too quickly.
You want to get him low so that when you see the mama bear start channeling, you're able to then take him down. So that's where I think the AoE does come in handy.
I don't think killing anything quickly was a problem for you, Grady. It's okay.
All right. So you notice the second boar healed the first boar. And now this says nuzzle, which is the ability to heal. Can't use it for 5 turns. So now I know I can keep this first boar low. And within 5 turns, if the big boar channels, I can drop them. So I'm going to keep doing that.
Okay. Let's go.
Yeah,
and don't worry, Lion CEO.
Fast, but you want to get it low pretty quick so that you're prepared as soon as that channel comes.
We will definitely be doing live cornucopia streams. The dev team already knows what I'm waiting on. I'm waiting for essential exchange, and I'm waiting for building. As soon as I can start building on my lands, I will be live every day.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say early in the stream, I was gonna say next we're gonna do a cornucopias stream, baby.
I think we need a cornucopias collaboration, baby.
Oh baby,
I can connect the two, you guys, no problem. They're all about that stuff too. They're very much about the community, very much about.
Did you see that 400 hit on that middle board?
That was a monster hit.
That was accidental.
Wow,
well, you're burning anything down a lot quicker than Grady did. This is what it looks like to win. This is exciting.
All right, so there's some alpha, boys and girls, some collab with DefiKingdoms and Cornucopias. Let's go.
Now that'd be cool. I don't know how you guys would do that, but that would be interesting.
We're doing collabs already with some other games out there where we, if you go in the castle, you can see games that we have some interoperability and some partnerships with. And so cross chain is a little bit more difficult, but we still kind of get that done. And if there's that underworld as we're talking about,
you bring it on. I will connect you to everyone in the Cardano world.
Oh baby, it's coming. So Dreamer, Crow, we gotta work our magic on getting Dreamer and Charles Hoskinson combined. How do we make this happen, baby?
Did I already send you Charles' contact info, Dreamer?
His direct info? No, I think we have a plan to connect with him though.
Okay. All right.
All right. So we're looking here. The Mad Boar's charging and channeling. Now is our time to kill the baby. Boom. First baby's down because we lowered both of them. They both did their nuzzle. So we prepared for this. We got our healer coming up. We need to make sure everybody's healed up before this Mad Boar charges, because if it hits crit, it could kill your guys in one hit. Yeah. Looks like everybody's pretty healed. I could, with this ability or with this weapon that I have, I could basic attack and try to interrupt the charge, but I've already killed one of the babies. So if I interrupt this charge, he'll rampage and just murder my face. So let me just try to focus this dude down.
And you might even be able to kill the second baby in this charge, which nothing is better than killing both of the baby boars during the same wild charge.
Yeah, so there's the charge, pretty massive hit on everybody. That's okay. So now if I click on the Mama Boar, I see Mama Boar is exhausted for 2 turns. So if I look over here in the order, Mama Boar doesn't come back for a bit. So I have a couple chances to drop this dude. So first I'm going to do another AoE. I love the AoEs.
Okay.
On the archer. Gonna drop this. Oh, I got lucky. So that shoots out a number of arrows. 2 of them hit the baby boar. That baby boar's down.
Baby.
If you look, my mana is also low. So I have to think about, before I get back to my main damage dealer on my archer, I'm gonna probably want to get that mana back up. Here's my healer. I'm gonna do an AoE heal. Sucks a ton of mana out, but everybody's almost dead. So let's pump that up.
Okay.
Got our life back up. This guy's still exhausted. Back to my archer. See, I didn't get him enough mana to do my big old attack, but that's okay.
And if you see on his warrior, the guy in the back right now, there's some like purple lights that were showing up. That was because he was stunned.
Yeah.
So his turn came and he couldn't do anything because he was stunned, and then it kept going.
Got it.
Let's see. I think on healing, I'm okay for now. I'm gonna toss over a mana potion to my archer, so next time we get to him, we can keep doing damage because he's pretty much depleted on mana.
Yeah.
Back to my warrior. So if you notice, they kind of messed with me. They pulled my healer up in front, so that guy's gonna get focused. My tank's in the back, but you can only move one position at a time. I think I'm just gonna leave it like this. You know, let my priest tank for a bit and just see if I can focus down the board because both of the healers are dead.
Mm-hmm.
We just need to focus him down before he gets us down. So I'm gonna get back on damage.
Well, you guys are killing this boar. I'm gonna take a bathroom break.
Okay, go. And then we'll end soon. Okay.
It's a lie.
He didn't know what he signed up for. Getting me on this stream talking DeFi. Let's go.
Quick Grady stream is not.
Yeah. That doesn't exist.
Oh my God.
That's like saying a quick Wowie stream. There's just no such thing.
We talked about Wowie. We even had George come in. I wonder how long George came in the stream for.
I think he was here for a while. He messaged me that he was in here watching you guys.
Fun.
Real quick, while Crow's taking a bathroom break, I see a lot of DFK people in the chat on this YouTube stream, which is awesome. Every single one of you better have liked and subscribed.
Yes.
That's all I'm saying.
To Crow. It's dual streaming on both of our channels, but make sure like, subscribe, bell button on Crow, comment. Yes.
I didn't realize it was dual streaming. My bad.
Yeah.
Well, like and subscribe to both, but if any of you aren't subscribed to Grady, then I'm confused about your decision-making process. But also go like and subscribe to Crow as well. Make sure you like the video. Like that's how you get the engagement. That's how you get in front of people. So
yeah,
show Crow the love of the DFK community.
Yeah. Whoa, Dreamer, did it already end?
Yeah, he already killed him.
You guys blinked. So like when you use bullhorn strategies, you usually lose. But if you use whirlwind,
I mean, I'm just saying your whirlwind seemed completely irrelevant to that battle.
Set up the tone. You got to set the tone. You watch Shorzy, you gotta set the tone.
So your whirlwind is the gems? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
And it's the coolest looking one too. It's the coolest looking damage dealing move.
It is a super fun ability, and I'm really excited for other combat situations where it makes more sense. But he pulled out the win, so I can't talk too much smack.
He won, Crow. You missed it. He won the
board. Oh, I knew he was going to win.
Baby. So how many boar hunts are we up to? Like 120,000 in just over a month?
I think you can measure it different ways. So if you lose, you can actually retry at half the cost if you try right away.
Yep.
So just boar hunts that were like starts, we're almost at 70,000, which is incredible. Because one, not everybody can beat it because it is a hard battle.
Yeah.
And two, there's a lot of strategy in there, and not every class is included as well. And they take time. You can just like bot it. So in 5 weeks, 6 weeks, you've done 70,000. It's pretty.
And we are up to almost 120 total, including
120 counting like the refights.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Getting close to it.
Yeah, baby.
Well, I'm absolutely excited about this. And, I said it before in the past and I meant it. That's why we're doing this. Like, I genuinely think that this is it's obviously a passion project by passionate people, and it's attracting more passionate people. And I just think there's a certain breed of individual that is really taking to this, somebody that's not afraid to spend time learning something new. And I think that the rewards for that effort are definitely there across the board. So, I know that we've been streaming for 3.5 hours, and I feel like I've just touched the surface.
That's right.
Of ultimately what is going to become like ever crack of 2025. And so, to each their own. I'm excited. I've got my jewel. I'm going to get my characters. I'm going to get my heroes and start really learning this thing. And then I'm going to make an outline for like the kind of guide that I want personally as a newcomer. And then at some point, I don't know if it's going to be possible to Grady, because I think he is like ADD DeFi Kingdoms all over the place. So, which is great, because he's just like this vomit of knowledge about DeFi that just is projectile all over me. And it's like, okay, well, that's wonderful. We're gonna streamline a real guide in the future. Yes. Maybe we'll do it offline, and then I'll edit it in just the right way. Because I do think that there needs to be something like this. I think there needs to be a very clear cut A, B, C, D, and then off to the races, and then there's EFG, on down line. So yeah, this is definitely a phased process. I think it should be, for sure.
Let's go. And I'll just say, like, there's something for everybody, but not everything has to be for everybody. There could be people that come in and they're just like, man, I like the turn-based gameplay and combat system, but I'm not going to maybe do the farming or the play to earn part or the gardens part or the DeFi part. There's going to be other people in here that are like, I'm not a big gamer, but this is so much fun to do the passive farming and look at all of the prices of everything and see the arbitrage opportunities. There's going to be people that are just passive investors that believe in it and don't have the time to necessarily partake. So, the hardcore people, they're going to touch it all. The play for funners, they're going to buy, instead of buying from a game studio, they're buying from other players that are like the play to earners. And then there are the guilds that are doing all of it. So Crow, we're happy to have you. Thank you for the interest. Grady, thanks for spending the last 3 hours of talking about DFK, and Bolon for joining. For those that watch this in the future, hop in our Discord. It is a lot to learn, but if you were to get into World of Warcraft, you're not going to see everything in World of Warcraft on day one. Pick an area that interests you, DeFi, the gameplay, the passive farming, play to earn aspect. And we got people here to help you in the Discord, and you just go from there.
That's right. There's some people that just like to summon, and then the sell, they just they call it, they're, oh gosh, dang it. What is ALP call it? Bolon
breeders.
Yeah. Breeders. And then there'll be people that just like to craft items, and that's what they do, stuff like that. Yeah,
and I plan on getting into all of that personally. And it's like there's obviously little bits and pieces of all the different games I've loved over all the years. I can see it as it's being played and explained, and if you want to, you can get real down to the dirty. People joke about EVE Online. I'm a big EVE Online player. I still have characters leveling up. Look at my kill board. I'll murder you. I don't even my kill board is sick in EVE Online. And but some people call it spreadsheets in space, right? So you can get out of it what you want. If you want the most pristine, dangerous, murderous builds, you can do that. Stat balancing and getting these real pristine builds in play, or you can just throw a couple ships together and run them into somebody. It's you can get whatever you want out of it. This is a really exciting project, man. And I absolutely, Dreamer, of course, I'll pipe you into anybody I can. I'll help any way I can. The underworld of DeFi Kingdoms, that just sounds beautiful to me. I'm all for it. Bolon, I'm sure we'll be chatting in the near future. And thank you guys, all of you, for joining this. This is a big deal. And, hopefully the community loves it. And listen, if you're on my side of the stream right now, make sure you follow Grady for just constant news and updates and things that I'm not going to have time to cover. This is Grady's world. He's just helping me join his journey. And I greatly appreciate it. And then, of course, from what I hear, Bolon lives in Discord and never leaves. So you guys can reach out to him anytime.
And on Twitter, he's getting out there. Dreamer, you guys, they're all over the place. You guys, it's been awesome.
All right, guys. Well, we'll cut it here, and stay tuned for an updated, session 2, if you will, as we jump even deeper once I've got my shit together. So until next time, guys, grow your coins, and we'll see you soon.
Bullish.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.